seen it. I've never seen America.
heavy.
I've never seen one like. I didn't touch it.
Heavies?
But they're all heavy.
Heavies?
They're all.
Talking about heavies?
Some heavies?
Heavies?
All day.
And that
apparently.
wasn't even. That was just the warm up. So I became best friends with Sean Kemp last night.
All
That's my
right.
bestie now.
Oh.
We will be forever best friends
Bro.
from here on out, man.
I don't think you understood. Like, I didn't get many jerseys when I was young. I had a Sean Kemp jersey, though, man.
He was awesome.
I loved Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. I grew up a Cleveland sports fan. I maybe had like a Mark Price jersey, maybe a Brad Doherty. That's it. Like, then it was Sean Kemp. I have no idea why. I was the biggest fan of Sean Kemp when I was
Because
young.
those Sonics teams were so cool.
Yeah,
Like, there was just
Gary
something
Gary
cool
Payton was
about
in there
them, man.
last night too. They was up in there. Sam Cassell. I saw Sam talk to Sam. Mike
Oh, it was
Irvin
basketball
play.
players.
Hold on. So Mike Irvin was in there. T.O. was in there.
Okay.
All right.
Man, there were a ton. I mean, it was a who's who of people up in there, and I tell you what, there was a whole lot of chum too.
Oh, yeah?
Oh my God!
Was there a
What
lot
are they
of,
biting on?
Oh my gosh! You want to talk about attracting the sharks? Sheesh!
Was there a
Sonars
decent
were
amount
out.
of Penn State fraternizing going on there?
Hell yeah!
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It was all kinds of.
Hey,
Hey,
who says it doesn't snow in August?
I saw. Speaking of cocaine, I mean, not saying he used it.
Hey, who said
But,
that?
I mean, but you know, you think of Usual Suspects and Verbal Kemp and Kaiser. I met Sammy Sosa. Like Kaiser
yeah?
Sosa. I met Sammy Sosa last night, man. Ralph Sampson was up in there. There was just a gang. Like the Pump Brothers are super dope, and they represent such great causes, man. They represent the youth, take care of the youth. They do so many great things in the community. I don't know how they get so many people to come out, man. I mean, Marcus Allen was up in there. Talked to him. He's coming to the Whiteout this year, so that should be fun. I told him you're going to come with me.
Which
buddy.
one? There's multiple now there.
No, it's not. It's just more celebrated
Okay.
now. Like, can you imagine the theme of
That's actually a good
Whiteout
way of
Week?
putting it. I see what you did.
Can you?
That's a good way of putting it.
It will be much more celebrated
more
this
celebrated.
year. Yeah.
That's well said.
I mean, imagine.
By the way.
Imagine all the jokes for
Oh, my
Halloween leading up to
Oh, my
Whiteout
God.
Weekend.
How many people do you think are going to go dressed as Pablo from Narcos for Halloween
Pablo,
this year?
what do they call him?
Pablo
Fratabar?
Pledge-Scabar?
Pledge-Scabar. Dang. I mean, we became famous overnight. Like, Penn State is now like a cult hero or something. I don't know. I mean, I always said, like, everybody was joking, right? So the minute somebody make a joke about it, like, oh, they doing that cocaine at your school, huh? I'd be like, how many times you done cocaine? They shut up.
I was going to say, are you you were a little sensitive about it yesterday. Now I think we could joke about it.
I
we to that point?
No, I wasn't sensitive about it. I went through the scandal. I went through the scandal, bro. Like, cocaine, sorry, no disrespect, but there's probably anybody out there that's judging them kids, like, yeah, judge them for selling it, but most of y'all didn't use cocaine. Like, yeah, like, you're lying to yourself and other people if you tell them you didn't partake in it. Now, at the end of the day, I don't like the fact that we keep getting in trouble, but I went through the sex scandal, bro. I don't. There's nothing that even comes. I don't get sensitive about it. It doesn't equate to how bad that other
I'll
stuff
say this
was.
much: you guys could have had a huge NIL sponsor. You know, if you just kind of leaned into that a little bit more.
Hey, bro,
Could you imagine?
Can you imagine the money we be washing and getting?
What's the? Let me actually look up. What's the neirest ski resort next to State College?
Tussey Mountain.
Oh,
There you go. See,
why go there when we can bring it here? Sponsored by Tessie Mountain.
Well, here's the thing. It's still the summer. You want to go skiing in August? Can y'all help us out?
Unbelievable. Really,
Let's come in and let's spray the mountain.
I mean, maybe that's why some of these guys that are like 38 years old are trying to go back and get their eligibility.
There you go.
Apparently, no, apparently,
What a great segue.
And I'm shocked to see that you guys love
At least
radio.
it wasn't crack, by the way. If they would have said crack, Q, I would have been offended. I ain't gonna lie to you. If they just said crack, they out there, they up school, they smoking crack, I'd be like, you know what? That's offensive. I don't like. But we have the rich man's drug. So
that is true.
Okay, that's a good way of looking at it.
We're going to be degenerates.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Hey, let's be high class degenerates if we're going to do it.
I'm impressed by your guys' commitment to this business, because I thought for sure when the news came out that all of a sudden there's the ability for multiple players that have been signed by NFL teams to go back to college because they'd like to get another year of eligibility, including somebody who had 2 sacks in a preseason game over the weekend. This whole thing is wild. That we are at the point now where you can sign with a roster, be on an NFL roster, be active in NFL games, preseason or not, and still be able to go back to college based on what happened yesterday and the ruling that came out yesterday. I don't get it.
A few things here. The first being that some players who are currently under contract are working with their agent to get released out of that contract. Think about that. Before they even get cut by an NFL team, or if there's a chance they get cut by an NFL team, they're already trying to work on, and in most cases, these guys went undrafted. So they're already trying to work on getting back to the college level where there's more of a guarantee of what they're going to make. They'll be highly coveted because of their age, experience, and obviously if they're able to at least make an NFL roster, it gives you a sense of how good they are and how good they'll be at the college level. So it's crazy that this, July 31st Colorado federal judge ruling has now had this sort of impact as all these other players have filed lawsuits as well to be able to find their way back for this 5th year if they graduated high school in 2022. So it's wild to think that, man. I mean, there's a part of me that does pride exist for some of these guys though? Like, is there an element in your back of your mind where you're like, no, dude, I went pro. Like I just had 2 sacks in a game. I don't need to go back to college.
Nope.
It would just feel like a little Van Wilder-ish, wouldn't it? Like, oh, the old guy's back. Oh, here we go again. Like, I don't know, man. Something about it, maybe just because the era in which we played LaVar, it sits weird with me. I would just feel like, I don't know, kind of like a loser. Like, I couldn't make it at that level, or it was some concern, so I'm coming back down here for another year. Let's run it back.
Let me ask this question. Does a year make a difference in making it onto an NFL roster? I told my son, this is a true story, both of them, if you're not NFL ready by your 3rd year of college, start thinking about what your other opportunities in life are going to be. Go to the resource offices, meet with your professors, figure out what it is that you're going to do, because the best time for you to get hired and get recruited to a job where you can grow in it and have a pretty decent ceiling is while you're in school. I feel like outside of certain industries, if you graduate, if you leave school, you're now immediately overqualified to get the job. And they're going to get somebody that's already in school that they're recruiting out of school to come get that job.
What if you're not ready by your 5th year?
If you're not ready by your 3rd year, could something potentially happen? You have a growth spurt, you got a late one, or you were a young freshman, a young sophomore, and starting to get a little older as a junior. I would say, yes, there are some exceptions to the rule, but largely, if you haven't acclimated to college football well enough to be on the boards to actually be a legitimate employee for the National Football League. If you went to the National Football League right now as a 4th-year senior, if you come out as a junior, you better make it, because that's stupid to come out early and you don't make it in. If you come out as a senior to go into the NFL and you're not going to make a team, does coming back to college give you an extra – or did you go to camp and you're like, oh, I see what I have to do. Let me go back to college and practice it and see if I can get it right for next year. I just don't think you're going to improve enough to be able to make it next year either.
So here's where I'd say I think they can, is look at the case of Fernando Mendoza. Had he not gone to Indiana and spent that year where they win a national championship, he wins the Heisman, is he going to be the number 1 overall pick? My guess is no. He was at Cal, a starter, played for a couple of years, was a good player, maybe even draftable, but not first overall pick. So, yeah, I would say
that's
it definitely can
stock,
make it.
Though. That's draft stock.
Well, but that's real. Like, to me, that's real because that's what you're ultimately talking about. You were talking about some of these guys who are able to come back for one more year, granted be a 5th year, and be able to be a guy who's undraftable to a guy who maybe goes in the middle rounds.
See, I don't even
that
look
makes
at,
a big difference.
I look at losing your job. That's how I'm looking at it. You get into the league, whether you got drafted, whether you were unrestricted free agent, and you're not going to
but
make
that's
the
not
team.
that's not how they're looking at it. Like, they're looking at their earning potential playing the game of football, and now your clock starts in college. It used to be in the NFL. So you'd be looking at, okay, how do I get to a second contract? How do I maximize my chances of getting that big second contract? Because that's really where all the money is. And if you're lucky enough and healthy enough, you can make the third contract. But now these guys are like, I'm trying to earn all I can while I can playing the game of football. And that might start for some in high school. That might start then for some once they get to college. But if they're into their 3rd year and if they're making money, but they're not one of those top guys, I would actually say what you're saying is great. And it's right. Like, you're not an outlier, but I would say this. I would say if you're not draft eligible, meaning like you haven't separated yourself by your 3rd year, I would say you should want to go for 2 more years. You should want to maximize all you can because there is a huge gap in between, pick your player that's going to be coming back who just got cut in camp or is trying to get released to go back to play for his 5th year in college football. He's probably going to make $500,000, maybe more, depending on the position, depending on the school and how much they have left in the budget for him. It could be $1 million. If that guy was undrafted, he's not making that.
Right.
So all I'm saying
So
is,
you answered the question then. So it's not even really about you guys. You said that do they have shame to go back? No, because you can go back and get paid.
There's a business element, but I still would be going back kind of like, hey guys, I'm back. I'm doing it again.
You know what else?
Back.
You know the other takeaway
Hey
from
boy, hey, let's run it back again.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Yeah.
You know the
Let's back.
Imagine
God.
the program. They do a program 2 or
A
maybe
reboot.
3 if it was a
no.
program.
And they're just
reboot.
like, oh, all right, last back. He's here again.
But this also exposes how good the NFL is. It does expose the talent level because some of these guys will go back to college and be ballers for their team. They'll be ballers
it's twofold.
college.
It's twofold. It does show you how obviously incredible it is to play in the NFL for any period of time, but it also shows you like still how good that guy is. Like, yeah, he kind of made it for a little bit. He was there. But also he's damn good at college football. Like, I was just talking to my sister about something today about, just the odds of one of their friends got a women's Division I scholarship to go to play soccer. And it was like, how hard that is? If you do the stats on it, like she is the 3% of probably America that can go play for a Division I program in a women's soccer program, considering all the competition there is for that. Like they're pretty damn good. And if you're this kid where you even have a chance of getting drafted or you go and can actually play in a preseason game and be successful, and then you come back down, you're highly coveted, yeah, you're pretty damn good. Like I think all of it kind of demonstrates how good they are even at each level. But yeah, I mean, obviously the NFL level is the, ultimate level you're trying to get to and play at as long as you can while you can.
I don't know, man. Like I would, I mean, what are we talking about difference-wise from, these guys going to the NFL, like a guy like, Jack Pyburn, who had 2 sacks in a preseason game, and now he's, thinking about going back to college. I mean, what would he be making as a rookie as opposed to what he could get NIL-wise?
Rookie minimum's probably, $700,000 if he made the roster, and that wouldn't come out until, week 1, that week. because obviously they'll have cuts after camp. And then there's some roster shuffling, and really it's that week 1 game day roster that solidifies your position. But it could be less than that if he's on the practice squad. And that's what I think some of these guys are worried about. Now, practice squad players are allowed to negotiate to be paid like they are on the active roster. That sometimes gets lost in the shuffle where, guys will say, well, I'm still getting, paid like I am if I was on the active roster, even though I'm not. But in his case, he might be a guy who gets $1 million. I think the question comes down to, does he go back to LSU or does he go back somewhere else? And it could be because there's also, we're talking about this 5th year of eligibility for this class of high school class of 2022 athletes, but there's also a challenge to the transfer portal window. And there's players now who are challenging and saying, well, now the window has been shortened. That doesn't really fit and it's not fair because of how everything else is operating. I should be able to challenge the idea of a transfer portal window in general. That's where this whole thing's going now too. And I think this is all a sign that we haven't needed some sort of federal legislation to calm this whole thing down. Because what you're having is individual judges all across the country, setting precedent and kind of basically making the rules as they go. And that's never good for the sport. But unfortunately, that's the world we're living in right now.
That's crazy, man. Would you guys have done it?
It's just hard to comprehend.
All right, let me ask you this. NIL's
Yes.
around.
I would have done it.
Okay. So,
He would have done all of it.
I would have done it.
That's
He
what
would've.
VAR would have done.
I would have done it.
He would have done all
I
of
would
it.
have. Imagine my game would have been.
She got game.
Come on, man. I get to go back to
These
college.
young kids haven't even seen that movie. It's crazy when you talk to young kids about what they watch. You're like, oh, man.
There was a
They
whole
have no
lot of
idea.
Lolos or whatever. What was Lalas in Beverly
Was
Hills?
Lala in that?
There was a lot of Lalas and that was what's her name? Man, she's a good-looking woman too. What's her name? From He Got Game, Lala from He Got Game. Rosario Dawson.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
I mean,
I'm a fan.
She was probably there last night.
Well, she wasn't. At least I didn't see her.
In spirit.
But there were comps.
hey, man, if you're going to go fishing.
No, man.
You go to the plastic surgeon, they say, go give me that Rosario Dawson look.
That was last night was. That was the Serengeti last night. That was a national park, a protected, not you know what, an unprotected national park last night.
Don't feed the animals.
Hey man, people was getting the hell up out of there, man. You could tell all the dudes that was married that didn't want to be scumbags. That cats was pouring up out of there last night. Me and Trish was sitting outside just talking. And my best friend, my new best friend, Sean Kemp, we were outside. We were sitting outside on the deck just talking because it was really hot on the inside. And you just saw all these up top boys coming out shaking their heads, like getting in their Waymos, which, by the way, Waymo totally boned us yesterday, by the way. We used Waymo.
Blame the guy in the Philippines who's driving it.
It was I know we got to get out of here. It was a 3-minute drive back to our hotel turned into a 15-minute circle by circle by
they're
circle.
idiots.
I called the help desk, and the help desk said,
I think that's kind of rude, Jonas.
"Oh, we're sorry.
They're dumb.
We'll give you a
What, you talking about people in the Philippines who are driving it?
No,
Is that what
no,
you're
I love
saying?
the Philippines.
You just attacked the guy.
I
You
love
just
the
attacked
Philippines.
We'll give you a
love
credit
Manny
for your
Pacquiao.
next
The
ride."
guy can't watch. He can't drive every Waymo. He can only control the ones that are messing up.
I said, "I want my money back." The lady said,
Allegedly.
"I'm sorry, and I understand your frustration, but we're going to have to send this in an email, and you'll get a response in the next week or two."
Oh, you got a Waymo female driver? Really?
Help desk.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, it's not the driver. The driver isn't jumping on like, "Hey, you need me to direct it down
Yeah.
the street." It's the help desk. They're American.
By the way, that
She
Waymo
was
driver.
speaking real good English.
That Waymo driver is probably in there looking for ass too. that's the
Them
issue.
Waymos was getting a whole lot of that last night. Let me tell you.
Hey, come on over here.
There was all kinds of Waymos parking outside, and they wasn't wrong.
By the way, it is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe filling in for the Dan Patrick Show here.
Headless horseman
on
all
Fox
over
Sports
the place.
Radio. So we are going to have some fun here. We've got a little segment we do called In Case You Missed It coming up later on this hour. We're also going to have potentially an Albert Breer sighting at some point. Potentially. We are efforting that as well, too. All of it is yours here on this 3-hour extravaganza. We will take you all the way up until noon Eastern time, 9 o'clock Pacific. Up next, though, a lot of smoke out there about the future of a very good player in the NFL, and apparently it was all BS. Find out who we're talking about right here next on The Dan Patrick Show. NFL insiders about the acquisition of Saquon Barkley. He was a little bit surprised. I think a lot of people were that he ended up in the division, stayed in the NFC East, ended up with Philly. Here was their OT.
Once you see him, you'll just, physically imposing guy. I think he walks around 230.
What I find, as part of the conversation about this is in like Leinert's case, for example, they retire it. So if they want to bring it back out of retirement, they have to talk to the player about it or Carson Palmer about it, whoever else. And, in that way, they're kind of protecting it, right? But you have control, it feels like. At Notre Dame, they don't retire numbers. So
I just feel like
that
it's
just kind of
irrelevant.
lives on.
Don't you feel like retiring a number makes the number irrelevant? Like, it's gone. The number's gone, which means, like, for me, like, I look at it like this. I'm not a tremendously ego-driven dude. I want to see, I created something and it worked. But to think that I want to be the only one that was good and I'm the only one that wore the number, I would much rather facilitate and be a part of, like, think about what the community that has been built around wearing the number 11 at Penn State. You don't want to wear the number if you can't represent it right. At this point, it's like you put on the number, you've put on like a weighted vest. Like, are you sure you're okay with taking on the weight of Abdul Carter just wore it, Micah Parsons wore it before him, Brandon Bell wore it before him, Kyrie Fort wore it before him, Navarro Bowman wore it before him, LaVar Arrington wore it before him. Are you okay with taking on that weight? To me, I love that type of drama playing out versus the number's gone. Like, and then you get 30, 40, 50 years from the number. It's like, what does it matter? Unless you're really seeking out the information. Why haven't I seen somebody wear that number? How often does that matter? How often why isn't somebody wearing, number 10 at Notre Dame? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, but if people wear it and you can, the school embraces what the number represents, the history of it, the legacy of it. I think keeping a jersey in rotation done with respect is the right move. I just retire something, do something that you retire. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like retiring a number, I don't know. I just think that's a big ego thing. Like, don't ever wear my number. Well, people are going to forget who the hell you are anyway. So I have a better chance. I have a better chance if you look at Micah Parsons. It's like, oh, well, who wore it before him? Oh, what's the history of the number? I have a better chance of you rekindling what you thought about me through that rather than it being retired.
It's a valid point. I think it goes both ways. In the case of SC, when they're retired, they're put up prominently in the Coliseum, so you can still see the numbers that are retired. But to your point, I mean, it is a reminder of all those that came before you and the legacy that you kind of inherit when you take on that number, both for the current player and for the guys in the past. So I can see it both ways. I mean, look at the DJ Pickett, by the way, is a really good player for LSU. But I think that the crux of the issue is that Jayden Daniels doesn't feel like he's getting the same treatment as Joe Burrow. You know, no one has wore number 9 since Joe Burrow left after winning the Heisman and national championship in 2019. So because of that, I feel like he's like, hey, wait a second. Like, I won the Heisman a few years ago, and you're already getting this thing back out. And look, in today's world of college football, you know, Verge Osberry, their athletic director, and I'm sure the rest of the staff now with Lane Kiffin and everyone else, they're doing everything they can to keep players. They're doing everything they can to try to find a way of getting that cornerback over Georgia or Bama or Ole Miss or whoever else you want to throw, Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, they're doing, hey, you want that number? We'll get you that number, right? Like, that's one of the tough parts too.
Is he a defensive guy?
Yeah. He's a sophomore cornerback.
It doesn't matter, Q. It's
no.
It's a non-factor.
I understand what you're saying.
And here's what I'm gonna say: if the number is still in rotation, like if you want to have that discussion point, then have the discussion point that, okay, if you want it removed from rotation, then have that discussion behind closed doors, because 11 is worn by offensive players too at Penn State.
Right.
I don't care. Like, the number 11 on offense doesn't even represent the number 11 on defense. So there's 11 on offense. You have 11 on. Like,
taking the field, your Penn State Nittany Lions. Yeah. Welcome to Beaver Stadium,
Think that's funny?
where snow flurries are abound.
Oh, come on, Var. Don't go backwards. Don't go backwards.
We are Penn State.
Penn State.
We are Penn State.
Penn State.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I felt like that was a quick break. I was resolving some real issues just now, man.
You got to.
Oh man.
This is a product of last night.
We are Penn State. Yeah. That takes on a whole different meaning. I blame this song for the snow flurries.
Yeah, what happens if the home field environment isn't as good as it used to be?
No kidding.
The crowd's not as much into it.
No kidding.
Like, what are they going to do?
Hey, are those people dozing off over there?
Cats up in that joint bumping.
Just taking naps.
Dang.
Man, that's Stick City tailgate.
Now every song that is signature to our game day, like, you got to play Mo Bamba too at one point. Like, when them songs come on,
just gonna
hit the
say
same,
that.
dude.
our stadium goes nuts. And it's always the student section that's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the frat houses.
You know,
Now I know.
Little did we know all we needed to do to make Penn State fans excited about Big Noon. You know, having a noon game.
But just to have some, you know.
We got the wrong sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Although it does seem like Ohio State complains a lot more than anybody else.
I mean, could you imagine competing with the other show and you were handing out little packets?
In no way, shape, or form am I advocating for this. I'm just saying.
You were handing out little NFTs.
It would have been a leg up on the competition.
Hey, why are the game day tickets rolled up?
Oh no. Oh no. They have the big noon pit to dive in.
Hey, look, man.
Get baptized, come out a new person.
I'm a coffee guy myself, but whatever works for you. I mean, it's to each their own. It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio.
Trying to compare the two.
Well, look,
caffeine and Coke. All right,
different strokes for different folks.
I mean, they did name and make a brand of soda popular off of the name. I'm just saying, this isn't new to Penn State. Don't y'all act like we're new to this. Y'all love buying Coke. And drinking it.
I don't know if that's really what the goal was.
Then somebody got nervous, was like, no, add something else to it. It's cola. But we love Coke, boss, and so do the people. Well, then just add cola. Let's take a little bit of the sting away.
Hey, by the way, you know what's still big in Chicago? Because I was just there. RC. RC Cola is still around. How about that, huh?
That's like crack.
I guess
that's the crack of that's the crack of Pepsi. Cocaine is Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Let's go live to our
RC soda is the crack cocaine of sodas.
Let's go live to our I Have Thoughts on Coke insider Chris Perfett for the latest. What's up, Cocaine Chris?
Yeah, I'm making all those trips up and down Panama.
Whoa.
No, I was going to say RC Cola is like they're doing throwback cans on it now.
It's awesome.
Like they're going back
should.
like 80s cans. It's great.
As they should.
I mean, those were the cookout sodas of
the pop.
I mean, yeah.
They were pop. Midwest, it was the pop. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
That was the soda of choice. When you went into the cooler to get soda, they had that. They had Cherokee Red, which I'm sure they did away with Cherokee Red, but they had Cherokee Red, pop, and why was the grape soda always called grape? Like, they ain't care.
What do you want it to call it? Orange?
I don't know. Call it like orange is Sunkist. Sunkist soda is in a can. Why you call it grape? Give it a name.
A purple drink?
I don't know very different.
I don't know that Jonas and I were very preoccupied with the name of the grape one.
I really was. I remember Alexander the Grape.
It did seem to be a problem for the up top boys. I'm saying.
Y'all have a problem with the Kool-Aid being called red, not cherry?
Yeah, we didn't really have an issue with the grape one. I'm not sure why, but just saying.
Y'all stupid. All right, well, let's move on then.
All right, can I would like to read, I want to see if you guys can guess whose agent said the following. I'm going to read a quote from a couple of weeks back. Quote, "I just don't see it ending in anything but a trade at this point."
Michael Parsons.
Ooh, close. Can I take a guess?
Go ahead, Brayden.
Vita Vea.
Yeah, Vita Vea's agent. That's right. It was Colin Roberts.
Good job.
Speaking to Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times recently, who said, "Yeah, it's going to end in a trade at this point." That's what it's looking like.
A.J. Brown.
And then no, not him.
No?
He is not. No, he's in New England figuring that whole thing out. But and then upon further review, they realize
Baker Mayfield.
we're gonna get a deal done, and Vita Vea is staying with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He gets a 1-year, $30 million extension. He's going to be sticking around, and so all that smoke about we're going to get traded, we want to be traded, we're not happy with where we're paid, blah 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 blah. As the great Pete Prisco always says, they all show up. It gets done. Everything gets done. And here we are in Tampa with Vita Vea back for more. So
he was there. I just think they were trying to figure out whether or not they could figure out some sort of extension for him. This leads me to think, though, that Baker Mayfield's next. We've talked with Pete about this. The Bucs like to do these deals during training camp. I would like to say this is all starting to sound like one of these relationship shows. You know, I don't know if it's like Bachelor in Paradise or Pick Your Show, But it's like people say things that they don't actually mean, and it's like just for dramatic effect and just to get it out there. So people talk about it. It puts more pressure on the organization, or it puts more pressure on whoever it is to be able to come to the negotiation table and give a better deal. But like, we're living in that world right now where it feels like we just have people who are, they're willing to be like, yep, nope, we'll never do it. I'll never do it. Okay, yes, I will. That looks good to me. Let me sign off on that. I just, like, we talk about it, and then 2 weeks later, it's drastically different. I'm not even sure what to make of any of this.
Congrats to Vita Vea. Congrats to him on landing the nice little contract extension, a contract, whatever it is.
I do wonder if, like, people in front offices around the NFL, when they hear stuff like this, are just like, all right, dude, okay. Like Jason Light, who's probably, who's been there forever, he's seeing these quotes from Vita Vea's agent, and he's just like, all right, man. Like, okay,
well,
blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Did you see the conversation they showed on Hard Knocks between John Schneider and Nicole Lynn about Terry and Arnold? And at this point, the Seahawks have basically said, hey, we're in on him. Like, we want to sign him. Nicole Lynn agrees. Like, this is a good situation for him. We want to go to you guys. But she has to throw in, well, we've got 7 other teams. There's 7 other teams who are really interested in him. It's like, so he needs to call the 7 other teams. I'm like, does that matter at this point?
Well,
like, does like the negotiation's over? Like, you're both agreeing that
it don't matter.
It's like,
it
you don't need to throw that in there. And again, we just get so oftentimes people, who knows if 7 teams were legitimately interested? I've no clue. If we take her at her word, okay, great. It just was unnecessary. It's like it's over. You picked him. They picked you. It's a perfect match. Go get married together. Go move on to live your happy ever after life.
The commissioner picked Tyrion too, though.
Yeah, but I was going to say, maybe she misspoke. She was trying to say there were 7 other hostages that they had in that apartment when he was at the Airbnb. No, I'm just trying to clear things up.
What she meant was
here.
There was one other person that was going to put you on his exempt list when they signed you.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this stuff here. I want to clear, anybody's reputation.
He's not going to play.
You don't think so?
No. He's never going to play.
So you're calling your shot? That's it for Terry and Arnold?
He's not going – well, this year. Until he's ruled eligible or until the case is dismissed.
That whole investigation into that, it was like they found him. They had their big name. We're like, we'll go with him. And then everyone's like, hold on a second. Like, there's a lot more going on here. But, yeah, hey, look. So Vita Vea gets done, and so you're calling your shot on Baker Mayfield.
You're trying to bury the lead.
You're calling a shot on Baker Mayfield?
Yeah.
Does it get done before the season?
I think it'll get done.
Okay.
Before the season starts?
Yes. I mean, at some point this season, I think they'll get it done. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I think so, too.
We shall see. It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox. In for Dan and the guys, brought to you by Panini America, the hottest rookies, biggest superstars, and all-time greats. The only place to collect them all is Panini Trading Cards, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. For instant classics, autograph cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net. Coming up next, we are going to tell you about how apparently there's a new delicious way to get in shape, but it sounds awful. And it's yours right here on the Dan Patrick Show.
An update on the Tony Romo situation. There's been a report from Michael McCarthy at Front Office Sports. He said basically that Watt this past week has been practicing a bunch with Jim Nantz, and it seems like CBS is planning for a full year of Nantz and Watt as the number 1 team. I mean, look, obviously Watt has the credentials. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. No one's questioning that. He's done well so far early on in his TV career. I mean, so much so he's been on the NFL Today. He's been the number 2 booth before this. So it's not surprising. I think what's interesting about it is, and just like stepping back, look at the whole picture, is when this situation occurred, I don't know how many people thought right away, oh, he's done. Was that your impression? Because it feels like the momentum's building where Romo will not be back to a booth. CBS can get out from underneath some of that contract. But that being said, I don't know that this is ever going to come open again. I mean, J.J. Watt's relatively young. He could do this for a long, long time if he wants to. And there may not be another opportunity for someone to come in and take it.
There won't. And if there is another opportunity, it'll probably be Olsen. So I don't – listen, did I think that it was bigger than maybe what it might have been initially, expected? I thought so. Again, and maybe I'm crazy, Q. Maybe I live in a fantasy world of how I view my realities. But again, I'm going to come back to if he was a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback in the National Football League, in my humble estimation, I do not think that this situation leads to him not being in the booth. It's the fact that his accolades don't carry enough weight for the justification. And that's to me, look at who they replaced him with. J.J. Watt checks off all of the boxes accolades-wise. He checks off all of the boxes looks-wise. He checks off the boxes and how he handles himself. He's a community-oriented dude. If you look at what he does in the community, he services the community. Remember the hurricanes and the relief funds and all that. J.J. Watt is everything that you would want in the booth representing your brand. Now, you stack that up and you measure that and you weigh that against Tony Romo. It does. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. It doesn't compare. So you have to be more. I said it the first time we talked about it, and I'll double down on it again. Tony Romo should not have been getting more casual and more relaxed in what he felt his position was. He should have been working that much harder. You have to compensate. You have to overcompensate for the fact that you're sitting in a position that generally would most likely be a gold jacket that's going to put you in that seat. The star got you there, but it was your job to keep it, and he could have. But you can't be making mistakes like that where it makes it an easy decision to say, it's not that we don't like you, Tony. It's just that there's more accomplished, better voices. We were listening to Tom Brady saying what he's saying and doing what he's doing, and as a competitor, and we just can't afford to have you doing off-field stuff like this and not be accomplished as you should be in order for your brand to stand up to a Tom Brady's brand with battle of the A groups. And J.J. Watt fits the bill. That's how I look at it.
So one comment you made earlier, I think this will be interesting. I don't think that CBS will want to go from Romo to Watt to Olsen. I think J.J. Watt's got a great opportunity here. And in part because, most networks want some stability at that spot, especially when they're going to be hosting Super Bowls in the future. Now, granted, they don't have one this year, but as there's ongoing negotiations with their media rights deal, they probably want to sell to the NFL, hey, we've got a guy who we feel good about. He's for the long term. It kind of helps give the NFL a feel for, okay, like they've got a guy in a good spot.
Just have drug music the whole show, huh?
Apparently.
Okay.
It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. It's LaVar Arrington. Yes, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox in for Dan and the guys. You can hear two pros and a cup of Joe every weekday morning before the Dan Patrick Show. Coming up top of next hour, a little over 10 minutes from now. Apparently somebody, they don't care. They do not care whatsoever what their fan base thinks of them in the NFL. We'll get into that for you right here on FSR. You can also stream this show live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us in all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Search Fox Sports Radio on the app to stream us live all day, every day, and be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app, so it will always pop up at the top of your screen. So I got to ask a question to you guys. When you were working out and getting ready for the season, was there a meal that you felt like gave you a boost when you were trying to get into better shape? Was there something you went to try and get you going, fill up the gas tank, so to speak, and get you rocking and rolling for the season?
A meal?
Yeah, like a meal, a snack, anything.
2 fish fillets with a tomato on it.
No, come on, Chris. Enough's enough with the allegations here.
2 fish fillets with a tomato on it.
Really?
My man.
Yeah, that's right. Get me going.
That was like a good workout?
You're big on that one, huh, buddy?
Get me going.
All right.
Chris really needed to chime in on that one.
I love those filet fish.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right, Brady, was there anything you
like
had?
McDonald's? Like, what are you talking about?
like
McDonald's. McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Nothing hits like those.
That's right. That's why I guess.
See, Jonas, this is where you missed the mark here. You thought he was going like fancy. He's going Mickey D's.
No, because I've got a story for you that falls right in line with that. That falls right in line.
I love Chipotle. I could eat Chipotle every day of my life.
All right.
So it probably would have been Chipotle.
So Ross Garner is a strength and conditioning coach at a high school in Georgia. And he's gone a little bit viral because he posted a snack that the offensive linemen use as they're getting ready for the season. It is a peanut butter and jelly with a honey bun in the middle. Apparently, it's delicious.
I could see that.
Really? Like is that what we're eating to get ready for a season?
I mean, they got
PB&J with a honey bun in the middle.
They got to get their calories in, bro. Calorie stacking is
why are you judging,
hard.
Jonas?
Okay, first
you don't eat food, so anything that you say to people, it immediately comes off as judgmental because you don't. There's not a meal that you could describe that you even enjoy.
Okay, that's out of line.
Dang,
all right,
it's kind of true though.
But that's out of line.
When's the last time you've eaten?
A few hours ago.
No, it's not true.
No, that's not true.
You were asleep a few hours ago.
Yeah, maybe a few hours before that.
See, but we've
give
already
us an actual time frame. Give the listeners let them know.
We've already caught you in a lie.
Well, usually never after 6 or 7 p.m. on a weeknight, ever.
Yeah,
the better got to be up so
when you
better
start
tasting people are out during during lunchtime, right?
I think my first meal is usually around 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon.
There you go.
Where are they from? South America, Europe.
Depends.
Where are they from? Redondo.
What do you got in the cart over there? What do you guys got in that truck?
Where are they from? Who you eating?
Here's my
blood
point.
Is you sucking?
So peanut butter and jelly, I would argue, is the pound for pound best sandwich on the planet. I would argue peanut butter and jelly.
I say growing up.
But I mean, still carries its power. I'm not
into
last thing to
that
go
now.
is your punch when you get older.
Not
still
as an
carries
adult.
its power.
No way.
Honey buns, got no issue with those.
I just had one the other day.
Yeah, I've had, and you warmed it up with the space heater.
That's right.
I just feel like jamming that inside a PB&J, offensive lineman or not, enough's enough here.
Hey, you want to know what would
Why
make
not?
it
Can't you get like a
OD?
protein shake? Like I feel like there's something we could do a little bit cleaner to get you ready for a season.
If the bread was Hawaiians, that would be
again.
OD. King's Hawaiian.
You put anything on King's Hawaiian, it's good.
Oh my gosh!
You could put asphalt inside of a King's Hawaiian.
That'd be like.
Can you imagine that?
That'd be like cocaine.
Stuff's amazing.
That'd be like cocaine on a sandwich.
You imagine walking up to a cement mixing truck and being like, "Hey,
you would know.
Can I get you for a second?"
You would know.
Hour 2 of the Dan Patrick Show is next.
We are Buzzword.
up. It's Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes!
No pain, no gain, and I have dished out a lot of pain.
I played the game. The rules are still the same.
Hey, America, you want some sports? We got it for you.
Two Pros and a Cup of Joe is three guys talking sports, having some fun, and a great way to wake up in the morning.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of stats for us to get through right now.
We're here to break it all down for you.
I always hear that defense wins championships, but LaVar, I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding. It's just one of those shows that gives you that feeling of, I'm talking to my friend anywhere you may be, a sports bar, a living room. As different as we are, it works.
When he scores his first touchdown, what will the celebration be?
It might just be a spike.
Yes.
He's going to derobe first.
Jeez.
They set their wedding date on the day of the Super Bowl, and the groom's trying to move the wedding now to get out of it so he can go see the game. Is he in the wrong here?
Let that man use them tickets.
Unbelievable.
We're like those three best friends that grew up together.
We developed a chemistry. In case you missed it, LA's finest, that's right, everybody's favorite. Apparently had a few too many drinks last night. This guy's got a little bit of an issue here, huh?
Call a taxi.
I hear he has a weird infatuation with elevator rides.
There we go.
We're three brothers and we look identical.
Oh, wow. Really?
I totally agree.
Yeah. Wrap it up, let's go.
My guys.
Yes! Two Pros.
And a Cup of Joe.
More sports, more fun.
Unathletically decorated show in radio history, I think.
America's most revered sports talk show.
Respect the position that you have.
But today, Dan Patrick and the four Danettes are not here. So sitting in for Dan Patrick and hosting the Dan Patrick Show, it's Jonas Knox, LaVar Arrington, and Brady Quinn.
Hey there, it is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. He's LaVar Arrington. He's Brady Quinn. I'm Jonas Knox. You can listen to us weekday mornings before the Dan Patrick Show, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific, on a little something we do called Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. But we are in for Dan and the guys here on this Thursday morning, taking you live all the way up until noon Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Pacific here. And want to remind everybody that if you've ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. Switch to life-changing wet, extra-large, flushable dude wipes, because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes. Best clean. Pants down.
Dang.
Now,
I mean, it wouldn't be best if it pants up, right?
That's
How
a
you
great
get to
point.
it?
Yeah, I totally
How
agree.
you use those extra large?
Makes it a
wipes.
little challenging if you're trying to get back there with a pair of trousers on.
There you go.
But nonetheless, with the NFL preseason already in full swing, we've got the actual season. I mean, college football's coming up right away, but we've got the actual season in the NFL coming up here soon. And one of the storylines that's been kind of going on for a little while now is the situation in Cleveland. And the situation, we will start with the Deshaun Watson side of things, who spoke about sort of his focus as they get ready to play and get ready to perform and ready for the regular season and get ready for these preseason games. But also, he was asked as well during the course of this conversation about the reaction he expects to get from fans in Cleveland when he does play at home again. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, I mean, every opportunity for me, I just want to go out there and prove that I'm capable of being a starter. But as far as just nailing it and trying to, my main focus is just trying to improve. I'm not really focused on just the competition. I think the front office and Coach Monken is going to make that decision based on how they're going to make that decision. So I can't really control that as far as what they want to go with, but I can control my opportunities and my reps that I get and being successful with that.
You thought about any type of reaction that you might get at the stadium on Saturday? Are you prepared for whatever might come?
I don't care. I don't care.
So take that, Browns fans. All right, take that as he enters the final year of a $230 million guaranteed contract. Screw you. I don't care what the reaction is to me. I'm getting paid, and that's the approach I'm going to take.
He's already gotten paid. I mean, that's the reality. Is he's what they call it, FU money. I mean, he's got that now, and he's more focused on building back his career than anything else. And whether Browns fans want to hear it or not, it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter what they think, what they care in his mind. He just needs to go out there and play to the best of his ability. I would say this though, this honestly didn't need to happen this season. They could have moved on from him. We could have gotten rid of all this drama. Could have let Shedeur start, see what you have in Shedeur, see what you even have in Dylan Gabriel or Taylor Green. Taylor Green, who's on the roster, who they drafted this year. You could have went with any of those options. And I think Browns fans would be more pleased because they're curious. And there's a lot who are rooting for Shedeur because they want to see what he's capable of, especially with his slide in the draft. And unfortunately, the Browns just find a way of putting themselves in this position every time. The fact that they signed Deshaun Watson to the deal they did, brought him in, traded for him, like with everything they did. Like, this is one of those examples of when we say the right situation, circumstance, it never feels it's like that at Cleveland. Somehow, somewhere, they always seem to get in their own way. And so these quotes, this quarterback competition, the resentment that the Browns fans have for the lack of what Deshaun Watson's done, the contract that he signed, everything that comes along with it. The Browns can't point the finger anywhere else other than themselves. And it's top down. It's ownership. It's the front office. So, this season, we'll see how things go. We'll see if Deshaun Watson starts or not and how he performs. But I would have a hard time imagining that it's going to turn the feelings of a lot of Browns fans where they're going to be rooting for him and asking him to be extended. This will most likely be his final year in Cleveland. I'd be willing to bet on that. And I would not be shocked if Shedeur Sanders doesn't take over for a large portion of this season.
How much of him not living up to the contract does he have to do with it? How much culpability belongs in front of him?
But here's the problem. he was never going to be able to live up to that contract. Like, if we're honest with ourselves, every single time in free agency we see a player, hey, he reset the market. Hey, he's now the highest paid at this position. You know, Patty always is, hey, we just signed our cornerback to the biggest contract ever for a cornerback in NFL. It's like, okay, it's hard to live up to that because the expectation is that you're going to be able to play as the best cornerback in the NFL every single year until the next time your contract's up. And it's just not sustainable. And that contract won't live the test of time.
I agree.
So, it was never going to be a contract he could lived up to in the first case. What I loved about the contract was for all players, it actually showed you could find an organization that, despite all the off the field stuff, was actually willing to give you a fully guaranteed deal. It was amazing. It's amazing. And then it's like, oh, well, because of how he didn't perform, now instead of it being collusion amongst the owners, which I think we all agree, everyone looked at Jimmy Haslam. They're like, dude,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, there's never been a contract like it since.
No, but again, they can use the excuse of saying, well, look how that turned out.
Right.
We're not going to do what Cleveland did. Like that's their excuse to get around the collusion of it. It's been such a disaster that they can sit there and hang their hat on, well, look how that turned out, as opposed to it being, no, man, we just don't want to give guys 5-year fully guaranteed deals. We don't have to put that much money up in escrow, that we have to put up every single year for these guarantees within the contracts on our roster, which is ultimately the truth, but no one's ever going to admit that.
I'm glad you came to the conclusion that I felt like you would come to, and the question being, you're not going to play the contract and justify the contract. It's not going to happen. And so there's no reason to have any ill feelings towards him for saying he doesn't care about what the fans think. Because if he really cared about what the fans thinks, I'm sure he's heard more than enough from the fans by now to know what the fans think about him. And it's probably not very positive. So hold on. The idea of all of this being where we are right now is more about their lack of belief. And this is just my opinion. I think it's more about their lack of belief of how good this team can be with the current quarterbacks that they had before Deshaun Watson was coming back healthy. I think the only reason why we're done with the Deshaun Watson experiment that the owner came out and said, the only reason why it makes sense and he can say, I meant it, but hey, is because you brought in a new coach. That new coach came in and he evaluated these players, and this just screams, we got to try with Deshaun. We got to try with Deshaun Watson because from what I can gather and what I can see, he's going to give us the best opportunity and the best chance to win.
I don't think that – well, like first on the comments about I don't care what the fans think. Like I get it. Like why should he care what the fans think? He already got paid, et cetera.
But he should care.
But at some point, don't you feel a little bit guilty? Like, hey, man, like I basically walked in there with a towel over my shoulder that I've been using, for the last few years at name a place with a neon light in the front window and a ski mask on. And I just took them for $230 million, and I haven't really played at all. And when I have, the results have been really underwhelming. And it's like, yeah, I get it that I don't care about the fans' reaction, but wouldn't you want to give them something? Like, wouldn't you feel a little bit guilty? You got paid, you let them down. That's the part that I listen when he says those things. Well, I don't care what the reaction of the fans is going to be. Why not?
It's just part of the game.
Why
it's just,
why
it's
would
just
you
business.
care?
It's not his fault he was getting hurt.
You've signed a record-setting contract and not lived up to any of it. Like I would feel guilty. Like, oh man, I didn't do enough. Like I don't feel like I'm glad I got paid. I don't regret signing the contract. I regret my performance after signing the contract.
And then you get to the end of your contract and he's probably about to ball out.
Oh, I can't wait. That's all I want.
I hope he's the MVP, comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
MVP. I hope.
And they
just so I
franchise
can hear
tag
what
him.
Q has to say about the Cleveland Browns quarterback.
And they franchise tag him.
I will say what I've said there. He would then be a great tradable asset if that's the case.
You go trade him away.
The hard part is in that instance is they're probably winning enough games that they're not in a position to draft a quarterback for the future. And then you don't even know what you have in Shedeur. But and honestly, that probably is the worst case scenario. Even though you'd assume if he's the MVP, they're winning the division, they're winning the playoffs.
I hope they lose if Deshaun Watson plays.
I mean, that's where Cleveland. That's where Cleveland fans are at. They would rather lose a bunch of games this season and get Shedeur in there ASAP to start and play. If Deshaun Watson ends up starting, they would rather lose a bunch and then get Shedeur in to see what they have in him. And then it positions themselves either to have him as the future if he does well, and if he doesn't, they're drafting one next year. And it could be Arch Manning. It could be, pick your favorite quarterback in the 2027 draft class. But that is what a lot of fans that I hear want. I don't hear many people clamoring for Deshaun Watson when they talk Browns football or they talk about what their expectations are for this season. And by the way, even when he first signed, the optimism that folks had because of the success that he had in Houston, it was kind of like because what he was dealing with off the field, it was like yeah, sign Deshaun. Yeah, I hope it goes well. It wasn't like a sense of excitement. I mean, it was more of a sense of we kind of are ashamed that this is the route we're going.
It was kind of like that, huh? To where there was no real, all right, we did it, everybody. We finally found our quarterback. It was I don't know about this. There was sort of this hesitation to really celebrate
It's the only organization where if you had someone in the front office who makes this sort of decision, it didn't work out, which I think we'd agree it hasn't worked out, that they wouldn't usually keep their job. But it's status quo. Here we go. We're still doing this.
And that's the other, they've actually drafted and had really good players there. There's been players that they've hit on and, quarterback. I mean, look, Baker Mayfield's been a good quarterback and they let him walk. Yeah, it's the whole thing's, and that's the other part of this too, because they were talking to Shedeur Sanders and he was saying, he's not really worried about the quarterback competition. So I don't think they're and I'll ask the question, why is the Browns quarterback competition even a topic of conversation? Because I don't think it's ever existed. I don't think there was any shot that Shedeur Sanders was going to be named starting quarterback this year, other than let Deshaun play, let him struggle, and then we'll go to Shedeur Sanders. I just don't see it.
The damage done by Deshaun Watson not playing more. I think fans could easily get over the fact that he just played poorly. He was a failure as a player for the contract that he got, but he played. He has not played very much at all, as you've alluded to. And what it just makes me feel like is, again, in looking at this scenario, Deshaun Watson does not get this opportunity if Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback that they felt is for the future. It's a definitive response to saying we do not believe we have the quarterback of our future on this roster, including Deshaun Watson. So we're going to give Deshaun Watson the opportunity to play because we're not confident we have the player, our quarterback, for the future. This is more of an indictment on the quarterbacks that they drafted versus the quarterback versus Deshaun Watson. But that's what I think.
What was the hope with Shedeur Sanders? He was a day 3 pick. I don't understand. Why were you banking on that being the guy?
And maybe they weren't. Maybe they weren't.
There's people who feel like they got good value in that. Maybe because of whatever the perception was of him off the field or interviews or whatever it is. I mean, you can make up, whatever report you read, and that's the justification for why he slid in the draft, but they feel like they're getting good value. It's no different than Mike McCarthy saying, hey, we got Drew Allen in the 3rd round, but we felt like he was a 1st round value. And he looked great his first preseason game. There's optimism because he's the next guy. That's always the case when you've got a quarterback who the fans feel like is underperforming. The next guy is the fan favorite. He's the most intriguing. The tough part for even how this performance by Deshaun Watson was packaged. I mean, it looks great on a stat line. It was 11 for 15 for 126 yards. I think he had one ball that traveled over 10 yards downfield. You look at his longest completion, it was a screen to Dylan Sampson. his average air yards per attempt were under 5 yards. So it was really quick dinking and dunking and screens, and that's fine. But you're not going to be able to do that the entirety of the season. You've got to be able to stretch the field vertically, and that's still where you look at his game and you go, yeah, we used to see that in Houston. We've never really seen that during his time in Cleveland. And so at least for Shedeur, who I feel like is at a point where he likes throwing the ball down the field, he likes taking those big shots and chunks, it's entirely different. And with the young receivers they've gotten, Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston, I'd love to see, what that looks like for this year. But again, it's a business too. And you've invested a lot of money in Deshaun Watson, and they'll probably end up wanting to see it out, or they probably feel maybe a little more confident in his ability as a guy who's been in the NFL or around the NFL for a long time to run an offense and give them the best shot they have of getting in the right play, running the right play. Those are all things too that matter where, Shedeur's into his second year, but he's also in his second year with a new offense again. So there's going to be some growing pains in that for him.
Did Joe Flacco start the season last year for the Cleveland Browns? Did Joe Flacco lose his job?
I can't remember because he had 2 stints there, right?
Yeah.
It was 2 stints. I think they brought him in during
Who was
the
the
season.
starting quarterback of the season last year for the Cleveland Browns?
God, was it?
God, that's pretty pathetic. We don't know this.
Was it?
Well, maybe it's more pathetic.
Listen,
than I don't know
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, there's been 75 quarterbacks there in the last 3 years. There's a lot to keep track of.
Last year, all right, it was Joe Flacco, I believe, to start.
There we go. Okay, now
and then they traded him after they took him out. But another one that was.
Yeah, but at least they traded him out of the division. So,
but hold on. Did he lose his job because of how poorly he was playing?
Well, I think it was more of how the team was playing.
It's how the team was playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was 1-3 in those starts, which he wasn't the problem. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Well, then you bring in Shedeur Sanders and you brought in Dylan Gabriel.
Another one.
Another loss.
Another
right?
one.
They didn't win very much when they brought them guys in, right?
No.
I'm just. He didn't even you didn't even start those guys. And listen, it's their rookie year, so I get it. But Joe Flacco is a journeyman. He's older. He's at the end of his career is on some Phillip Rivers time in terms of.
Oh, come on.
Well, maybe not as many kids, but
not as many kids.
Not as many kids, but
looks better than Phillip Rivers last couple of years.
He does. He has been looking pretty good. But those rookies, to me, you saw both of them because none of them were good enough to own the job. And even with a Pro Bowl bid, he got a Pro Bowl bid. Go ahead.
No. Both had a Pro Bowl season. Flacco had a Pro Bowl season as well.
Okay.
I mean, what NFL roster last year had 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks on it?
Yeah.
Browns can say that.
Okay. All right.
So before you go any further, be careful now.
Yeah.
They had 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Hey, you remember that?
I can't. Hey. I'm gonna walk all through this with my dude wipes.
Hey, you remember that? Remember that convention center with the bounce house inside where they had the Pro Bowl last year?
Sure.
They were there. Put some respect on their names.
Yeah, put some respect on the name, LaVar. You're a Pro Bowler.
I just
both Shedeur and Joe Flacco were there.
Who had a better year statistically?
Waikiki, the Moscone Center.
Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders? Who had the better season last year?
Cam Ward.
the proper response is Q. Because it don't matter.
I just don't know why.
Neither one of them were very impressive. Listen, all I'm going to say is Deshaun Watson is – maybe he isn't lucky because maybe he doesn't – I feel like the way he has handled things, he don't want to play no more. He could act as though he wants to play or he's ready for this season. He don't want to play.
Well, they took away his superpower. Why would he want to play? You saw Sammy Sosa last night. Ask him what it was like without the cord.
They take away that towel shield.
Thunder towel.
Yeah.
Thunder towel.
Come on.
Thunder towel. Hose.
I mean, he's made $235
I thought that was basically
million in his career to this point.
Thunder towels and hose. That should be a T-shirt.
Yes.
That should be a ball.
Wait, how much is Deshaun Watson made?
You imagine every time.
$235 million in his career.
Could you
I pumped those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
No, they're not.
Could you imagine swinging that towel and it's loose, and every time he says thunder towel, it gets harder?
What is he?
Thunder towel. By
What's
the time
amazing,
he says
though,
hose,
here's
it's
what's
all
amazing.
the way erect.
He's gotten paid
Settle
that
down
much.
just a little bit.
He's gotten paid that much. And how many games would you say he started in his career?
I was going to say, like, how many games just in Cleveland has he started? Less than a full season, right?
No. But how many games do you think he started in his career?
Oh, I would say 60.
A little more.
How many years was he in Houston?
He was in Houston for 4 years.
4 years.
So there you go. Just run the math.
I'll say 75.
It's in the 70s.
He started 72 total games.
Yeah, it's in the 70s.
That comes out to $3.3 million per game.
Good for
He's
him.
got to be close to an all-time high as far as what he's earned for how little he's played.
Yeah.
Good for him.
That's awesome. Hey, so basically,
Who's better, him or Kirk Cousins?
I'm just
Who's
gonna
done
say,
better?
Like he's Kirk Cousins with a
Oh,
fetish.
per game? He's done better
That's
than Cousins
awesome.
per game.
Okay.
But I would say he's had 2 full seasons his entire career.
By the way, you talk about two guys that should be in the other guy's place. Deshaun should be in Vegas, and Kirk should be in Cleveland. Like that's really how this whole thing should work, because there's a lot more options for Deshaun off the field in Vegas, I would imagine. So
Hold on. We may have there might be a decent little competition here. Let me try to add this up quickly.
All right.
Actually, it'll be Deshaun. It'll be Deshaun Watson by a large margin. He in fact, he might be the highest paid per game all time as far as starts go.
God, if Kirk
Cousins is below $2 million per game. 167 starts, $322 million.
If Kirk Cousins had a fetish, he'd be wearing number 4 for the Browns right now. That's great. Hey, good for him, man. That's good work if you can get it. I'm proud of him.
Huh.
Go Browns.
They don't have a quarterback. It's bottom line.
Thank you, LaVar. Thank you, LaVar, for breaking the news to everyone in Cleveland. Can we get our breaking news? One more time, LaVar.
They don't have a quarterback in Cleveland.
Oh, man. Play the music.
Oh, we gotta be
And next up, to come to the stage,
real selective about our breaking news here. Some people aren't thrilled with sort of recklessly using breaking news on. Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. No, you're not allowed to use it unless it's really breaking news.
We're not allowed to have fun with this.
I thought that was great with it anyway, but yeah, we can't use breaking news unless there is literally breaking news. Yes.
LaVar sticks the landing on the conversation with, they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, they don't have a quarterback.
I prefer really not to speak. If I
One of the
speak, I
things
am
LaVar
in
doesn't
big
recognize that he does really well is very similar to Prisco. He can be very succinct. He'll just say, nope.
Yeah.
They don't got one.
They don't have it.
It's too bad,
I mean, that's
man.
that's
Nope.
something.
No analysis needed. It just, they don't got it.
They
We've
ain't
talked
got
about it now too long.
Oh, man. Well, it is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio.
Great
LaVar
job.
Arrington, Brady
Thank you.
Quinn, Jonas Knox. In for Dan and the guys. Up next, though, we're going to tell you about somebody who is really, really loyal to their employers in the world of sports. And that's yours right here on FSR. But let's talk first about our friends at Panini America, the official trading card and NFT partner of the Dan Patrick Show. Panini continues to deliver a premier collecting experience across the WNBA, NWSL, FIFA, La Liga, NASCAR, and more with trading cards, stickers, digital collectibles, and Panini Instant, bringing fans closer to the sports players and moments they love. The WNBA and NWSL seasons are in full swing, giving collectors plenty to follow all summer long. Chase cards and collectibles featuring Caitlin Clark, 4-time WNBA MVP Asia Wilson, back-to-back NWSL MVP Temwa Chawinga, and more. of the top players across both leagues. Panini is also seeing record-breaking moments in digital collectibles. At nft.paniniamerica.net, fans can open digital packs, find limited releases, and build collections featuring some of the biggest names and moments in sports. And with Panini Instant, collectors can find near real-time cards inspired by the plays, performances, and milestones everyone is talking about. Visit PaniniAmerica.net, check out nft.paniniamerica.net, or download the Panini Direct app to start building your collection today. Can we just rip the Band-Aid off, give this fan base some hope, and start in week 1? Enough's enough with this crap. Enough's enough. And allegedly he played well in the preseason opener. Just well, I didn't watch it. Let's just like put him in there and make this thing happen sooner rather than later.
Every sport.
Yeah, he was too busy in Chicago. Here's the deal. Clint Kubiak's going to be in a tough spot. And Jonas, we talked about this while you were out. The problem with this is the plan is all along to have Cousins start and not force Fernando Mendoza in right away. The issue is once you saw the two on the field in the first preseason game, you're like, oh, well, Fernando looks like he's a lot better. Like, stronger arm. He's moving through the progressions like you'd want to see him. He's a better athlete. He's a bigger quarterback as well. So there was just a lot of things when you watched, you're like, oh, this isn't that hard to figure out. And I think there's an element of, all right, he was the first overall pick. Let's get this clock started on him, despite what our original plan may have been. And so instead of Kirk Cousins starts the season as that veteran that's going to, kind of show the young rookie the way, he now becomes an insurance policy where if there's any setbacks, any injuries, things of that nature, you then can put Kirk Cousins in there, can help you win some games. But there's not as much pop on the ball for Cousins compared to Mendoza. I think if you saw Mendoza out there, for example, having a hard time reading through progressions, not seeing the field or hitting some of these tight windows, you might come away and say, all right, like maybe he needs some more time to develop, and then let the game slow down, which is one of the things that I feel like everyone kind of misses. And it's a phrase that's commonly used, but that's ultimately what it is. And it's not just for quarterbacks. It's any player. I mean, LaVar, you could speak to this as a defender. When you're playing, and whether you're in the trenches or the box or you're a cornerback, like the game starts to slow down. You start to notice all the little small details. Like, hey, look at the split of this wide receiver. He's not as wide. He's cut his split inside. He's probably got an out-breaking route, or there's a reason for that. Maybe he's running a crossing route. Like, you just start to notice more things, or hey, what foot's up first? Okay, like that might give you a tell on what type of route he's running. Maybe it's in-breaking, maybe out-breaking, or maybe it's how he's going to have to go down to crack down and block. There's just a way in which the game, once you have a better mental feel for it, slows down for you physically when you play. And that works hand in hand. And so if Mendoza's already like getting there, you're kind of saying to yourself, all right, like what's the point of having him sit and watch Kirk Cousins? And for our team, like what's the point of having, our team have to go through, 2, 3, 4 games if we don't ultimately feel like he's the best quarterback on the roster right now?
I think it's great marketing. Shouts out to Tom Brady for making it so easy for something that he probably already knew from the jump that Mendoza was going to be good enough to be the starter day one, and taking the pressure off of him to have to be the starter day one. Now you've positioned him to be, Tom Brady said it. If Tom said it, then that's the right thing. And yeah, people were buying into it. Oh, take your time. Development. Let them watch. Let them learn. You know what? There's no rush. What is it? Hey, name their 3 receivers. How many people you think could randomly just name the 3 receivers that Las Vegas has? It's like one of those things where it's like it's a sales strategy. It's a sales mechanism 101. Undersell, over deliver, and manage expectations. we're coming into the draft. We got people which, by the way, Ty Simpson does not look bad. Which, by the way, I think there's a conversation. Excuse me. I think 4 to 5 quarterbacks from this draft class are going to start in the next 2 to 3 years. That's what I think. But anyway, back to Mendoza. I just think when you manage the expectations of what a guy brings to the table, then you have no other, like, what are you going to do? You're going to hate on him? You're going to be like, oh, yeah, if he looked terrible in preseason, you know what we're going to say? He's sitting anyway. He's going to learn. Kirk Cousins is going to take the reps. He's going to get what he needs reps-wise. He's going to get experience, take his time. Everything's good. If that's your floor, if that's your starting point, then you got to believe that, man, like anything outside of that, it's like it's a win.
Theme song.
I thought Perfect was just going in on me all show long today.
By the way,
that was a great idea. I'll come back with that.
Oh, okay. I had the Narcos theme as one of my intro songs.
You know,
remember?
Ironically, coincidentally, I don't know which one you want to call it, but a former Penn State football player is one of the agents in the show.
In Narcos?
Yes.
Really?
The black agent that's in the show.
Oh, that one.
That one. It was only one. There was only one.
I know.
All right. Yes.
Racist.
I don't think so. I just think I mean, he was, yeah.
Former Penn State player, huh?
Yeah. And was good.
Did you play with him?
Was one. He played with me. Yeah, and I was older, but yes. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Horace Dodd. He was like a guy. I think he's from Connecticut, if my recollection serves me correctly. He was one of the top players coming out of high school. Oh, Horace Dodd.
That's awesome.
And he lives out here in Cali. Shouts out to my homie.
Man, great show. One of the all-time great Netflix shows,
Yeah.
Narcos.
They was after Pledge
Pablo Pledge-Gabar?
Yeah, they was after him. They was trying to get Pledge-Gabar. Who knew? He was an agent when he was playing. Like he was undercover. He wasn't even there to play football. He was a Narcos. You know.
Look, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to start a fight here. I'm just saying. You would never hear these stories at Notre Dame for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what that. It just seems like the fact.
Back when I was back, I think maybe either before I went to Notre Dame or right as I got there, maybe it was a freshman. I'm trying to think when Jeff Smoker was there at Michigan State. There were some allegations there involving the good old powder.
Huh. I mean, hey.
I mean, some cats use what's it called to stay awake and stay focused?
Adderall?
Adderall.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's just, yeah. Anyway, college students try to find ways to be able to stay awake and keep their energy level up. You just hope nobody damaged their lives or anything like that while they were going through that learning process. Some people have gone to pills. Some people go to booger sugar. I mean, I'm just saying I send out positive energy and thoughts to all of those impacted by the narcotics that have been found on campus. It'll be okay. Just be better.
Yeah.
That's all. We all go through life. We all go through seasons of life where we try to figure it out and find our way. And, you want more energy when you're doing it. The healthy way is to use things like M-Drive or, stuff like that.
Good point.
Get coffee, like you said.
Good point.
But
yep.
some people go a little bit more extreme.
Hey, To each their own, man. But it'll be
too soon.
It'll be a real
to have a sarcastic.
It'll be a real different situation at Beaver Stadium. Much like it's going to be a different situation when Rory McIlroy sees some of these golfers.
All right.
Old Rory Mac, Mr.
Do they play in snow?
Mr. Pound the Table for PGA. By the way, what a blowhard Rory McIlroy is. I just want to say that on the record. I'm tired of betting on him and him losing every tournament and yet winning the ones that I don't bet on him. That pisses me off. So I got a problem with him. But he's got a problem with live golfers returning to the PGA Tour.
You don't want them.
Scott O'Neill, who's kind of, pushing the live stuff here, letting everybody know, don't count us out, don't count us out. You've got other players like Scotty Scheffler who are a little bit more supportive. Scotty Scheffler spoke about welcoming back some of the live players to the tour. Let's take a listen.
Like when we talk about the best players, Liv has a few players that are really good. I think the depth that we have on our tour is a bit unmatched, but I think when you look at the higher levels of Liv golf, there's definitely some players that would provide, a lot of value to the tour and guys that I love competing against as well. And so I think going forward, there obviously has to be, I think, some sort of penalties. What those are, I'll let Roll Up and all those guys figure it out. We have great leadership within the tour now, but I think having those guys come back and competing with whatever happens with Liv, whether those guys want to leave or, you got to ask them. But I think for me, being able to compete against the best players in the world, there's certainly some guys on that tour that can compete out here. And, I look forward to the chance to compete with them more often.
So there's a welcoming tone from Scotty Scheffler. And then you've got Rory McIlroy, who talked about what sort of value these golfers would bring to the PGA Tour.
Rory, Scotty was asked about the possibility of live guys coming back and whether they bring value, in your opinion. Are there guys, if it goes away, that should be allowed back?
I'd argue, have they brought value to live?
Dang.
I think PGA Tour is in a really good spot.
God, dang.
He's not wrong. Ultimately,
that's point blank range.
They were so successful in driving ratings to the Live Tour and crowds to the Live Tour, they wouldn't have folded like this. The Saudis wouldn't have pulled back from funding that league. So there's truth to both of it, because I think you see in majors too that there are a handful of players who have been able to contend in majors to a degree, but the business model for Live Tour, and do we have Scott O'Neill's sound on this as well?
Yeah, let's take a listen to.
Why don't we play Scott O'Neill? We'll get to it.
We have work to do. We have things we have to accomplish. There are hurdles we have to jump over. It's a very complex transaction we'll have to deliver. But, man, I wouldn't bet against us.
Hey, keep hope alive, baby.
And that's for the Live Tour.
Yeah.
That's for the Live Tour. I think that's the hard part is, they couldn't even find a real betting sponsor, right? It makes it tough to bet against them, whether you want to or bet with them. The timing of these matches being in international destinations makes it harder for people not only to watch, because it might be on at 2 a.m. On the East Coast or late on the West Coast, but you're not only not getting ratings, you're not even getting people who are able to live bet on it. So there's a number of things that hurt them. I think the shotgun starts, their format, the way they played that, it didn't play to their advantage. There were some things, though, that the Live brought the PGA Tour, and that was a renewed sense of, hey, there is an idea that someone else can start up a league like this and compete. And you can't say that the Live Tour starting up didn't benefit the PGA Tour, meaning all those players have greater benefits now. The purses, the way they've gone about the championship series, which will be starting in, I believe, 2027, if I'm not mistaken. So there's a plenty of good that came to the PGA Tour from the competition of the Live Tour. Unfortunately, the Live Tour's model just wasn't sustainable. So
you guys remember when Quintus said to Maximus Decimus Meridius right before the battle, people should know when they're defeated. You know what that quote was? That was Russell Crowe saying, Would you, Quintus? Would I?
I mean,
they're defeated. It's over, Johnny. Pack it up. Beg to get back into the PGA. Stop fighting. Give up. and all these people behind you with weapons, they're about to die with you. Tell them to put the weapons down and say, you know what, we were just playing. We're coming back. We're coming back over there with y'all. Like we were just playing around. Man.
Yeah, but like I get why Rory McIlroy wants to be loyal and he's loyal to PGA, and I totally get that and I respect it. That's awesome. But I don't begrudge any of these guys for
going to get the money.
Yeah, they got big time and got guaranteed money that they probably weren't going to get on the tour.
I would pose, I know we don't have a lot of time, but I would pose this to you guys. Don't you have to go a Rory McIlroy approach to this and be hardcore on it and iron fist on it and unforgiving on it so it never happens again? This is a great opportunity to stop people from ever trying to ever do this again.
Yeah, and defect. I think that's one way of looking at it. I think, look, the people always had an issue with where the money came from and the ties to that money. That was part of the thought to it. There was also a thought of, they're making all this money, at least initially, but if it's just about a money grab, if it's not really about golf, and obviously they weren't even playing as much golf on that tour, and I think you can ask guys who came back, like it kind of took away from the competitive spirit of the game because they got their money. So they're good. So now they're just out there kind of playing golf in a much more leisurely way. And it ended up not being as compelling of a product at the end of the day. But to your point, LaVar, I think if you take a strong stance, if you penalize these guys, which I think John Rahm's got to pay, $25 million to come back on the tour is what I reportedly saw. I mean, that's a heavy penalty to come back. And it should be, because if they got the money and that was all it was about, then all right, give some back into the tour, help prop us back up again. And for all the guys who stayed loyal and the guys who've been grinding it out, competing as part of it, you could call them stupid in one way, but you can also look at it and say, there should be some sort of reward for their loyalty. And I think that's one of the things that Rory's trying to protect in all of this. There's a bunch of guys who've been competing their ass off who didn't try to go take maybe a guaranteed bigger paycheck on a what if. And they're trying to respect those guys as well.
I think you just got to stomp it out. You got to stomp it out, man. Russell Crowe said it. I'll stay with Gladiator. When you see the signal, release hell on them. You got to destroy these cats.
I mean,
no coming back. If you leave any, there will be eggs. They will hatch. You will have the infestation again. You have to delete it at the root, at the core, so it never comes back.
Do we really want to do anybody want to do a little bit of a look inside, where some of the money came from some of Rory's sponsors as well, too? I mean, if we want to play that game, we can play that game.
That's what you're doing?
Well, if we want to play that game, we can play that game.
And you felt strong enough to do that.
This is what this is all about.
Where did it come from? Where's his sponsor dollars come from?
Look,
Tell us.
Man, I'm just saying. I'm saying I don't begrudge anybody for going out, and I understand you feel how you want to feel at all that, but those guys made a personal choice, and they wanted to get paid, and they were offered a ton of money. And if we're really going to go where did this money come from? If you play that game, you could do that any which way with any golfer, any athlete, etc.
We'll do it.
No, it's not quite the same though. Like the PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, and its ties to whether it's human rights groups or the families of 9/11, those victims and those ties, that's real, dude. You can dismiss it, but in reality, all that stuff is real, and you can understand why there's a lot of people who are hurt by it. So you could say it's about money, whatever you want, but this definitely hit home to a lot of people who had to suffer through 9/11 and are still suffering to this day.
No, and I'm not dismissing it at all, and all of that is real. I just think that it's not so Rory standing and preaching and letting everybody know it's not cool, and I'm going to defend the list. It's man,
do you have his list of sponsors?
Rory's?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a bunch.
I mean, do you have the list? You said it like he's doing the same exact thing.
Fairly sure Nike's one of his sponsors.
So you want to use Nike as that?
No, I'm just saying that's one that I can recall. I see
they've worked to improve things.
TaylorMade, Omega. I'm not sure those.
So you're taking shots
in the same
at
category.
No,
I don't think it is, but
not at all.
But you go down to human rights.
Work
still.
day.
We got a break. We got a break. You're going down to human rights
look, I'm
lane.
just
All
saying,
right,
like,
dude
there's
wipes.
A lot of questions going to be asked if you wanted to on a lot of
Safe
athletes.
words.
A lot of things. By the way, if you've missed any of today's show, you're definitely going to want to catch the podcast. You search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast. Right after the show, today's pod will be posted. Be sure to follow it, rate it 5 stars. You can even provide a review. Again, just search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast. You'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after we get off the air. Up next, is this a contract dispute or something else going on in the NFL? That's yours here on The Dan Patrick Show.
This is LaVar Arrington from Two Pros. And
the tough thing for guys like Jackson Dart,
you know, I take my tailgates very seriously. This football season,
you are now subject to always being
has become a
viewed
part
with more...
of my game plan. Whether it's the misting fans keeping everyone cool, or the speaker getting the crowd hyped, or the tripod light helping us keep the party going on through the night games, Ryobi helps me make every tailgate better. And if you're looking to keep your home field advantage this fall, check out Ryobi. This football season, it's game on with Ryobi. Ryobi is available only at the Home Depot. Go to Ryobi Tools. Let me do that one again. Go to RyobiTools.com/pros to learn more. That's RyobiTools.com/pros. Go to Ryobi today.
The tough thing for guys like Jackson Dart, when you have a rookie year where you went to the injury tent as often as you did, you are now subject to always being viewed with more scrutiny anytime you take a hit. So if you go back and watch the preseason game, the hit that he took, it wasn't to the head or neck. It's probably based on the way he fell to the ground, or they felt like it was necessary to bring him into the injury tent. But, you know, he's a little bit confused with all of this. However, I don't know how he can be, because this comes down to how he's playing. It's how he played last year as a rookie and even this year. He's got to do a better job of protecting himself. He's got to do a better job of knowing where pressure is coming from, trying to avoid the pressure, figuring out ways of getting down when he can and not taking on an unnecessary collision. Because if he does, he's going to be thrusted right back into that injury tent to be evaluated. And any symptoms he has, they're going to be more cautious than they have before because of his injury history with this. Am I seeing it the right way?
Not only are you seeing it the right way, but he takes time off of his opportunity to be a franchise quarterback for the team. The more injuries that you get, I was just telling my son this, you can't get hurt. And it's like the wildest thing to say to a person, like, don't get hurt. Like, but what do you mean? If you hurt something, you hurt something. Yeah, but no. There's a difference. If you can't get up off of the ground and your leg is hanging off or your finger's hanging off, even if the finger's hanging off, I'd take that. You can't get hurt. It's the sport you chose. It's the profession you chose. And you have to understand the understanding of availability. You cannot be hurt. The moment you get labeled an injury-prone guy, it's just like, and listen, this shouldn't be a disparaging thing to say, but it is in some ways, somehow, I don't know. But if you get labeled a special teams player, sometimes you cannot outrun or outmaneuver the label of being a special teams player. They just will not find a way to look at you being anything else. You won't be a linebacker. Sorry. You won't be a receiver. Sorry, you won't be a cornerback. Sorry. So you better get used to being a special teams specialist, because you're not going to get the looks as a regular defender or a regular offensive player. And that's the same thing with an injury-prone player. You're never going to get from under being considered to be an injury-prone player. So the franchise is always planning and preparing on who is going to be your replacement at which point in time when the injury does happen, now that it's been confirmed, they're looking at you even more differently, like, can the person that we're replacing you with get it done? You just don't want to be in that type of situation where every single time something happens, it's now discussions of it being the end versus it being just get through the injury and get back onto the field.
I also think this creates a tough spot for John Harbaugh, who takes over as head coach, because, and maybe this was some of the hesitation from some of the other head coaching candidates, is this is what you're inheriting. You're inheriting a player who, albeit very talented, already has this injury history, kind of similar to the Dolphins when they took Tua. Like, they knew what they were buying into once he became a pro. And so once he had more concussions and then how they were going to try to pay him or how they're going to try to structure that contract, it became difficult. It's no different with Jackson Dart. Whether or not that he becomes the Giants' long-term answer at quarterback, there is always going to be a concern that every time he takes a hit, that he's going to the injury tent, he might have to miss time. And so you better have a backup that you feel confident in. Jameis Winston was the backup in this case, but you better have someone that you feel confident in for the entire tenure of his career there as your starting quarterback. It's just the life they're going to have to live right now with a guy who seemingly has a reputation for getting hurt or having these head injuries. And whether he likes it or not, it's the job of a lot of people that are involved. And the NFLPA has fought hard to make sure they have these protections for players. So 20, 30 years down the road, players aren't sitting back wishing that they had more protections over head injuries and things of this sort. So I can understand this frustration.
Take it as the Miami, huh?
It's really in his hands to control
the
how
Dan
he goes
Patrick
about
Show
playing.
here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn,
so
Jonas
festive.
Knox.
This
for
music
Dan and
is
the
just
guys.
so festive, so energetic.
It is, man. Summertime music.
Turn it up, Perfect! Yeah! Yeah! See!
See. It's a home game for me.
That's a different C right there.
By the way, we don't even have enough time to get into this NFL topic. So I'll just say that on the subject of when you say C, my point was proven correct that living in Southern California, we are spoiled with authentic Mexican food. Because I had some in Chicago, and I'm not going to out the place, but man, oh man.
It was not authentic.
Everybody got that work.
Well, yeah, everyone in Chicago goes there for their Mexican food, Jonas. That makes a ton of sense.
Hey, look, I just wanted to I wanted to go try it out as an expert, as somebody who married into it.
Yeah, because I'm sure.
So
I mean, how many times? I mean, forget deep dish pizza. I mean, right next there on the list is, besides the Chicago dog,
had a little bit of everything.
I've never understood this, since we don't have any time. How can you have a Philly cheesesteak in L.A.? How can you have French fries in America?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. Like, if it's if it belongs to a place, leave it there. If it's Spanish rice, you should be somewhere in Spain.
Well, look, I mean,
España.
There's some
How
like
is it
legit
Spanish
places.
rice if we're in America?
You're not going to hamburger outside of Germany. Hamburg.
How? Please tell me how you got a New York style pizza
Very carefully, LaVar.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they had Wisconsin cheese curds in Chicago. Solid. Right, everything else solid. Everything else solid. I'm just saying,
I'm confused.
The
I would never take Jonas's advice when going anywhere for food. I just wouldn't. I've seen too much of the places you try to like hype up. It's not a good thing.
First of all, I gave you a recommendation. You walked by it. You were super judgmental.
I never walked by it.
You walked by it.
All
You
right?
said you walked by it. You're like, and I quote, place looks like an asshole. I'm
Dang.
sorry, okay.
Yeah, I didn't
All
walk
right.
by it. Never walked by it. Was in a car when we drove by. I was like, oh, there's the place that Jonas is talking about.
Last time I gave you
My
a
place.
recommendation, pal.
That's fine.
You burned
same
that
to yourself,
bridge.
buddy.
Way to
Yeah.
go.
Go get some more Mexican food in Chicago.
The bridge of recommendations from me to you is over.
Yeah.
I'm going to
think
go
I'll be
get me
okay.
a Chicago deep dish today in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Dang.
Yes, you are.
We are Buzzword.
It's Two Pros and a Cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes!
No pain, no gain, and I have dished out a lot of pain.
I played the game. The rules are still the same.
Hey, America, you want some sports? We got it for you.
Two Pros and a Cup of Joe is three guys talking sports, having some fun, and a great way to wake up in the morning.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of stats for us to get through right now.
We're here to break it all down for you.
I always hear that defense wins championships, but LaVar, I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
It's just one of those shows that gives you that feeling of, I'm talking to my friend anywhere you may be, a sports bar, a living room. As different as we are, it works.
When he scores his first touchdown, what will the celebration be?
It might just be a spike.
Yes.
He's going to derobe first.
Jeez.
They set their wedding date on the day of the Super Bowl, and the groom's trying to move the wedding now to get out of it so he can go see the game. Is he in the wrong here?
Let that man use them tickets.
Unbelievable.
We're like those three best friends that grew up together.
We've developed a chemistry. In case you missed it, LA's finest, that's right, everybody's favorite. Apparently had a few too many drinks last night. This guy's got a little bit of an issue here, huh?
Call a taxi.
I hear he has a weird infatuation with elevator rides.
Here we go.
We're three brothers and we look identical.
Oh, wow. Really?
I totally agree.
Yeah. Wrap it up, let's go.
My guys.
Yes! Two Pros.
And a Cup of Joe.
More sports, more fun.
Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. He's LaVar Arrington. That guy's Brady Quinn. I'm Jonas Knox. In for Dan and the guys. You can hear us weekday mornings before the Dan Patrick Show, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific. We'll take you all the way up until the end of this hour here on this Thursday edition. And we do want to let you know that you can watch along on YouTube as well, too. So check it out. You search 2 Pros FSR within YouTube. Again, that's 2 Pros FSR. Hit the subscribe button. After you've done that, tap the thumbs up icon and comment away whether you agree or disagree. Let us know what you think. Again, just search 2 Pros FSR on YouTube and subscribe. I just tried on the fanciest watch I've ever tried on ever in my life just now. It's awesome.
Is that one of LaVar's bedazzled watches?
Oh, my God. It's so cool. So cool. Love it. Can I have it?
Sure.
Yeah, see? Just
Now,
like that.
LaVar, is that one of those watches that you bought somewhere, or did like a jeweler make it for you?
It's a Breitling.
Oh, okay.
I bought it. I didn't have it made. I bought it.
Okay.
I don't really believe in going second, like aftermarket on stuff.
Yeah.
I like to keep it above board. Like, like you got it, like it has like a serial code number to when you're spending that type of money, because I want it to translate. Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Those are sweet. It's better than my Casio, I'll tell you that. But hey,
Casio's a cool watch.
Yeah.
They make good good.
They're coming
good
back too.
Keyboards too. I like their keyboards.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you.
It's a serious cancer.
Do you have a big project coming up? Because ChatGPT has a new agent for larger projects. ChatGPT Work. Give it a goal and help turn scattered materials into finished work. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting Work Mode, available on Plus and Pro plans. All right, so stop me if you heard this before. There's a player in the NFL who's looking to get paid.
Oh.
All right, he's looking to get paid. He's missing time, but it has nothing to do with the contract. They're just trying to work through a little bit of an issue and an injury. And apparently that is the case in New England, where Christian Gonzales, he's not going to be taking part. Didn't take part in the joint practice on Wednesday. And Mike Vrabel said, he's going to remain out of practice. But look, he's been out of practice a few days now, and Vrabel said that it's got, nothing to do at all with the contract that they're trying to work through. He's got nothing to do with it. It has nothing to see here. This is simply just trying to manage a little bit of an injury issue going on there with Christian Gonzales. And look, we saw this with Kyle Shanahan. He made the same point when it came to Christian McCaffrey. Mike Vrabel saying the same thing about Christian Gonzales. And if there's 2 coaches who you can trust this offseason in the NFL to tell you the truth, I would say it's those 2 guys. So I'm in agreement here. I think there's nothing going on here. This is no contract issue at all. Simply an injury in the NFL again.
Here's the reality of it. Even if it is a contract issue, no coach is going to talk about it or say that, because then it puts more pressure on the player and they're going to be upset about it. It makes that negotiation harder. So as much as you can keep in-house, you try to keep in-house. And in particular, when it's, this time of year where we don't have games necessarily outside of the preseason games, especially for the veteran players, every coach harps this. I'm sure, LaVar, you could probably recount this from your time. They all talk about the distractions and the business of football. Everything else that goes on outside of football all becomes those things that stack up. And at a heated time when you got guys who are trying to make the roster, trying to make a job, or in competition for jobs, you don't need to create any more drama or more distractions than you need to. So it's not surprising he would take this stance. Again, my assumption is before the season, as a player, you'd like to get the business done, whether it's a contract extension or something you're trying to rework or trying to get more guarantees. Like, you want to put that stuff to bed before the actual real games start, and you're put in harm's way.
I just look at it from, I guess, a very simple and sensible, kind of perspective, which is, and it's down the line of what Q just alluded to. If you're in a situation where there's a contract, negotiation, we'll say, going on, I feel like there's a lot more leniency and a lot more flexibility as to how players are treated in these moments. I don't think it's always been like that.
I think it's been more adversarial, confrontational, and divisive and aggressive and unnecessary in terms of how it makes the player feel and how it makes the organization feel. For some strange reason, I think that it's relaxed. It's gotten a ton more relaxed. Maybe it's the awareness of all sides that are involved and the understanding of you have to treat what you're doing as a business. And so for me, when I hear these reports, of course they're lying. They're not telling you the truth. I mean, that's the bottom line. You're not going to know the truth other than they're trying to get the contract situation resolved. And they're probably going to get it resolved one way or the other. It may go the way in the direction of what just happened with Vita Vea.
Yeah.
But it may
It's a nice
also.
restaurant.
But is it?
Well, yeah, but
Oh, okay. Or it may go
Maybe
to Michael
Chicago.
Parsons in Chicago. We still in Chicago. We. Or it may go the Michael Parsons direction too, right?
Oh.
Where it doesn't, and then you want to start, and then that did become adversarial. That did become confrontational,
Well,
right?
he's laying on a training table during a preseason
But
game.
but
eating
made
nachos.
made it a point to say he was laying on. If that man was hungry and he wasn't playing and he was a little bit tired, or his back was hurting, whatever it may have been at that moment in time, what's the problem with him having some nachos while he's relaxing on one of the tables?
And by the way, was it nachos or chili cheese fries?
I
that
think
Michael
they said
Parsons was
nachos.
having?
They
Was
said
he?
nachos.
Look that up here.
Does that matter? I mean, if it's chili cheese fries versus nachos, is it more offensive one way or another?
I think
fork and no fork. I
There you
think
go.
if he's
You
got a
know
fork
what?
in his hand, more professional.
Oh, see, I was going the other way.
Yeah.
Fork in his hand meant that he was like really, really comfortable.
Because imagine he's sitting
he's
there.
disconnected.
Now you're
Like,
really
now he's having a
comfortable,
meal.
right?
Now he's having a meal.
Right.
If you're using
It-
your hands, it's a snack.
Correct.
So it feels a little different.
Yes.
He's sitting there on a training table. There's some guy fighting for his football life out there, and he's licking cheese off his fingertips.
With a utensil, though. No, you don't know. It's worse if he has a.
I think it's
fork.
disrespectful. And I think that's really the big reason why he got traded.
The
if you
point
wanna know
is that
the truth.
Which one
it can
sends
go bad.
the stronger statement?
Sending them
Is it
away.
nachos?
Oh, you're still on the food.
Yeah, sorry.
The stronger statement has to be the
I
chili
think chili cheese
fries.
fries because there's
The
by
end
the
result.
way, yeah, because you can't practice after that.
Correct.
I mean, there's a good chance,
And you could be offensive to everyone else
you say
around you
dude
as well.
wipes.
Yeah, but in the moment, it's not as messy. That's the. And I will say this about nachos.
Afterwards, it's gonna be.
It's going to be bad.
Nachos is one of the most.
When they say knock the crap out of someone, it's a lot easier after you eat chili cheese fries.
With nachos, I would say that those are that is done the wrong way more often than just about any food item.
You got to go to a baseball game.
You
man.
got to layer it. You put one layer down, and then you put the stuff
Why
on.
do
and then
concession stand cheeseburgers at Little League baseball games taste better than any burger you've ever had in your entire life?
Because they don't clean those grills.
I can't.
I'm not co-signing
Is
with
that what it is?
Yeah. The
I'm not
seasons
co-signing
it.
with that.
Seasons it.
All I know is the best burger I've ever had has always been at a Little League baseball game. The best
You
nachos
need
I've
more
ever
burgers.
The best nachos I've had have been at Little League football games or baseball games. I don't know. And they always pop that can open, and it's like, I've gotten the can before and done it at my house. Doesn't taste the same.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just don't
That
know why.
industrial size can of
Don't
nacho
know why,
cheese.
man.
Yeah. I'm with you, man.
Like, are we going to the game today? That boring ass game. Yeah. What's exciting you? We got neighbors up top. I could go up there with my nachos and my burger, sit on there. This is what we used to do in Manhattan Beach. I go up, I get my burger, get my nachos, go up the little hill to where one of the parents that had a kid on the team, we sit on their porch and drink beer while I was eating my burger and my nachos. And by the time I finish, it'd be halfway through the game. Go back down. Go, son. Good job. Good for you. How much longer?
What?
And there There you go.
That's where Micah got it from.
Yeah.
Now makes sense.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
There you go. He did not want to be at that game, too, by the way. And he made it very clear about laying on the table while eating his nachos.
Kind of
if we're going to expand on this conversation,
It's a hell of a
then
move. Okay.
I do feel like you figured some things out in life. Like that's one thing I've noticed, like being around you in a public setting, is you've got some things figured out. Like how you do and go about your business. You kind of you know what you're doing.
I hope so. I don't like people knowing that too much, so don't let that out the box too much. You know what I mean? I like people to think that, what they think.
Well, the thing is you don't get out of the house much, but when you do, it's like you kind of know how to move. And that's why I do think the nachos versus chili cheese fries is, I mean, like you might be giving guys advice on this. Like, all right, here's what you're going to do. You need to go lay your ass on that training table, right? While everyone else is doing stuff. And you make sure you get some utensils. You don't want to be trying to eat that stuff with your fingers, all right? And you start eating some of those chili cheese fries. That's going to send a message to them.
Yes. You're saying you're civilized. See, if you're sending the wrong message if you're using your fingers. You're basically saying to them, like, I'm a heathen, like, I'm a barbarian.
And you can't do a hot dog because that goes down like the Mark Sanchez on the sideline with the Jets. It goes down that road.
But
Remember,
then,
he shoved a hot dog in his mouth?
And everybody's looking at you all crazy, and you're like, what? It's just a hot dog.
That too.
You know what I mean? And that could be very real.
That too.
When you're talking about locker room etiquette and stuff like that.
Pause for the review. That might have been it. Especially with him.
Had to bring that up, didn't you, Jones?
Oh, look.
Dang.
Pertinent to the conversation, I thought.
Hey, he's doing all right.
Okay.
The kids.
Now on this conversation surrounding Christian Gonzales,
Where are you trying to go with this?
Oh, we're back to Christian Gonzales.
I'd rather talk about it. I think I did pull up the picture of Micah on the training table.
Let me see.
He's not even laying correctly. Like he's got one leg dangling off the side. he looks like
sending a message. I'm not laying up here to be comfortable. I'm laying up here to prove a point.
It looks like a homeless guy at a park bench, just laying there, one leg off the side, eating nachos. But it worked. He got paid. Got out of Dallas and he got paid. So good for him. But yeah, that's all I got on the Christian Gonzales conversation. To be honest with you. Okay. So. Is what it is, man. Good luck to him, and I'm sure his agent will have some comments that we're going to look back on, just like Vita Vea's agent, and say, haha, okay, buddy, whatever you say, and they'll get a deal done there. But at least it's a discussion in New England about something other than what was the big discussion going on through the course of the offseason.
Which I was shocked LaVar didn't try to bring it up again.
What do you mean?
I mean, you know exactly what I mean.
There's just things that Mike Vrabel's not going to want to talk about, and him and Diana Rossini is going to be one of those things. That's all.
So for people that are unaware, we have a bit of a wager on our show where LaVar says that the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini
it's going to come back up.
Is going to pop back up.
It is.
And Brady was on the other side of it. I was on the other side of it. Yeah, but by the time the season starts, nobody's going to care anymore.
Nobody cares right now. That is 100% true. You guys are so far, you're right.
LaVar's really tried to light the fire.
No, it's there. Let me tell you something. Just because, listen, when a seed is planted, all right, you don't see what's taking place beneath the surface. But there is a process taking place.
And you're watering it.
I'm not watering anything.
You're watering that area.
I'm not watering it.
It's going to be taken so many different ways.
All I'm saying is sometimes it's got to grow down before it grows up. That's all I'm saying. And at some point, this thing is going to come back.
Multiple seeds planted.
Dang. Like millions?
I don't know about millions, but
I do. I don't know. I guess it depends on where they go. It only takes one.
Hey. That's just that's one thing I will say, man. I'll give our show credit for this. There was a lot of people who were like, "Oh, hey, don't go near that one. We don't want to touch that story." We were like,
"Nope."
We river danced on it.
Go right in. Yeah. Come on, guys.
And LaVar keeps bringing it back up. just to try to win the bet.
The lady's kid's name is Mike. Like, come on.
It's a sign of respect.
I don't know that for sure. That's funny. It's kind of funny.
Well, look, it is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe in for the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you. Up next, somebody says it's going to be different. If this happens here, it's going to be different in the NFL. That conversation is yours right here next on the Dan Patrick Show.
What I find, as part of the conversation about this is in like Leinert's case, for example, they retire it. So if they want to bring it back out of retirement, they have to talk to the player about it or Carson Palmer about it, whoever else. And, in that way, they're kind of protecting it, right? But you have control, it feels like. At Notre Dame, they don't retire numbers. So
I just feel like it's irrelevant.
On.
Don't you feel like retiring a number makes the number irrelevant? Like, it's gone. The number's gone, which means, like, for me, like, I look at it like this. I'm not a tremendously ego-driven dude. I want to see, I created something and it worked. But to think that I want to be the only one that was good and I'm the only one that wore the number, I would much rather facilitate and be a part of, like, think about what the community that has been built around wearing the number 11 at Penn State. You don't want to wear the number if you can't represent it right. At this point, it's like you put on the number, you've put on like a weighted vest. Like, are you sure you're okay with taking on the weight of Abdul Carter just wore it, Micah Parsons wore it before him, Brandon Bell wore it before him, Kyrie Fort wore it before him, Navarro Bowman wore it before him, LaVar Arrington wore it before him? Are you okay with taking on that weight? To me, I love that type of drama playing out versus the number's gone. Like, and then you get 30, 40, 50 years from the number. It's like, what does it matter? Unless you're really seeking out the information. Why haven't I seen somebody wear that number? How often does that matter? How often why isn't somebody wearing, number 10 at Notre Dame? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, but if people wear it and you can, the school embraces what the number represents, the history of it, the legacy of it. I think keeping a jersey in rotation done with respect is the right move. I just retire something, do something that you retire. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like retiring a number, I don't know. I just think that's a big ego thing. Like, don't ever wear my number. Well, people are going to forget who the hell you are anyway. So I have a better chance. I have a better chance if you look at Micah Parsons and it's like, oh, well, who wore it before him? Oh, what's the history of the number? I have a better chance of you rekindling what you thought about me through that rather than it being retired.
It's a valid point. I think it goes both ways. In the case of SC, when they're retired, they're put up prominently in the Coliseum, so you can still see the numbers that are retired. But to your point, it is a reminder of all those that came before you and the legacy that you kind of inherit when you take on that number, both for the current player and for the guys in the past. So I can see it both ways. Look at the DJ Pickett, by the way, is a really good player for LSU. But I think that the crux of the issue is that Jayden Daniels doesn't feel like he's getting the same treatment as Joe Burrow. No one has wore number 9 since Joe Burrow left after winning the Heisman and national championship in 2019. So because of that, I feel like he's like, hey, wait a second. Like, I won the Heisman a few years ago and you're already getting this thing back out. And look, in today's world of college football, Verge Osbury, their athletic director, and I'm sure the rest of the staff now with Lane Kiffin and everyone else, they're doing everything they can to keep players. They're doing everything they can to try to find a way of getting that cornerback over Georgia or Bama or Ole Miss or whoever else you want to throw, Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, they're doing, hey, you want that number? We'll get you that number, right? Like, that's one of the tough parts,
Is he a defensive guy?
Yeah. He's a sophomore cornerback.
It doesn't matter, Q. It's
no.
It's a non-factor.
I understand what you're saying.
And here's what I'm gonna say: if the number is still in rotation, like if you want to have that discussion point, then have the discussion point that okay, if you want it removed from rotation, then have that discussion behind closed doors because 11 is worn by offensive players too at Penn State.
Right.
I don't care. Like the number 11 on offense doesn't even represent the number 11 on defense. So there's 11 on offense. You have 11 on. Like. What came over me?
We always say
My
this,
bad.
man. Every time
My
we do
bad.
this show, we're never going to be invited back. We were on the air when OJ died on this show.
Yeah, we were.
And some hooligan behind the scenes played a fart sound effect. That was so gross that it
Oh,
literally
man.
shut the show down. And I think Brady thought it was
Who is it?
real. Brady thought it was real.
That was the worst fart sound I have ever heard in my entire existence.
I still contend to this day it was real. I mean, also, that was when Lee was here, and based on Lee's diet and all the issues he's got, like, that very well could have been real.
That is true. Now, that all put together is very true.
Like,
Don't do drugs.
O.J. Simpson dies, and Lee turns the mic on and cuts a fart. That sounds like a big rig. And we've got to try
Was
to
that
act
Lee that did?
professional.
That was not Lee that did that.
No,
it was somebody else.
I'm almost.
Who was that did?
I'm like 92% sure that was a drop in the system.
It was, but somebody was on the board that did it. I want to say
Joel.
it was. Was it Joel?
The tough part about that is a tough way to go. I mean, someone's sending you off with a fart sound.
I mean, of that magnitude, though. It was not like a. It was.
Have it in the
no,
system.
it wasn't like that.
Some people get taps. Some people
It
get
went,
a fart.
but it doesn't even matter if it's still in the system because the first time. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it.
So between that,
Oh, that's it.
you know,
That's
and
the one.
and the narcotics references, I'm just not sure that we're going to be invited back here anytime soon.
When that joint hit you for the first time, though, it is the most revolting
couldn't
feeling
breathe.
I had.
I couldn't breathe.
It caught me off guard so bad.
My brother told me he was listening to the show. He was walking through Costco, and he said he was listening to the show, and he had to go to the side because he was laughing so hard, and he had his AirPods in, and people thought he was like, "What are you laughing at?" And
this is a deeper story, though, because as you know, Lee used to gas everyone out. Like, he used to get Jonas, he used to get LaVar,
yeah, he did.
Lorena. Like, he would just absolutely unleash on everyone. So there was a solid chance it was him.
Yeah.
Or he could have been a part of that.
Like that's why I said 92% sure. There was that 8% floating out there that it was a legitimate one right after OJ passed. So, which is terrible. By the way, you can check us out on YouTube. I just want to point that out to everybody.
OJ did a couple bumps.
You can search 2 Pros FSR within YouTube. Again, that's 2 Pros FSR. Hit the subscribe button after you've done that. Tap the thumbs up icon and comment away whether you agree or disagree. Let us know what you think. Again, just search 2 Pros FSR on YouTube and subscribe. By the way, coming up here in about 20 minutes from now, we do have more details on a story in the world of football and beyond that we have been tracking all morning long. More details on that. So that'll be yours here about 20 minutes from now. Von Miller is now a Dallas Cowboy. Seems like he's been in the NFL. That was John Elway's first pick, right? As GM of the Broncos. I think it was his first
That
pick.
is correct. I was just talking with him, or excuse me, to one of his old linebacker coaches. And I was just saying to him, when Von first came in, he was that rookie that ran every single walkthrough, he was running at full speed. And it used to make the linemen so mad. And they used to get in fights about it because he would just try to fly like into the backfield. And so it obviously, if he's playing that fast and the left tackle starts playing that fast and other guys start getting all, amped up by it. So it was interesting to watch him because he never really changed. He stayed that way. And he was from day one, like the type of guy that just grinded, worked hard, and like was playing at his speed, and everyone else had to kind of catch up.
I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's got all the awards you could want, got all the money you could want. I think he raises chickens as well too. I think he's got like a
chicken farms.
in Texas.
Yeah, he distributes them.
Yeah. And
so we was running into like chicken shortages, man. Gotta have your chicken.
Yeah,
better get them their chicken.
Chickens too.
Yeah.
How can you have Kentucky Fried Chicken in Pittsburgh? I just don't understand it. How can you have a chain of Kentucky Fried Chickens or Louisiana chicken in other places outside of Louisiana? It's just, how is it Louisiana chicken?
You know what I realized? I've never had Popeyes. Ever.
Oof. Ever. Good going down?
I don't know why.
But bad coming out.
Yeah?
Oh, so good going down, though.
Okay.
Is that just the Louisiana seasoning? Is that what it is?
It might be. It might be. You could get yourself, you could take a laxative, or you could eat something that has the type of seasoning that will act as one. So I'd rather enjoy the laxative that I'm jumping in on. So I eat certain foods, and those certain foods clean you out. Spicy food to do it to you.
Yes. I mean,
maybe that's why you didn't like the
poison.
Mexican food in Chicago.
Nah,
Maybe it wasn't
some other
spicy enough. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Some other reasons. Yeah.
Tell us.
What?
What? What?
I'll tell you during a break.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Tell you during a break.
Okay.
Now, Von Miller,
no.
multiple-time Super Bowl winner.
Don't you forget.
I won't.
Okay.
I will not.
You'll never forget.
I will not.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let's put it this way. The Iron Sheik would have some thoughts.
Oh, no. Message for Artie.
So Von Miller is now a member of the Dallas Cowboys, being close to those chicken farms that he's got going on there. And he talked about what winning a Super Bowl in Dallas would look like and how it'd be different than the previous 2 he's won.
It answers itself. It's the Dallas Cowboys. I won a Super Bowl in Denver. We had 1 million people out there. We win a Super Bowl with the Rams. It wasn't as much. The parade, we were stopping at red lights and stuff. It's just we still won a Super Bowl, and it's still exciting. It's still dope, but it's just a different feel with those two organizations. If, I was with the Buffalo Bills and we ended up winning a Super Bowl, it would be a holiday in Orchard Park. It'll be a holiday in Buffalo. Like, everybody remember that to be statues for everybody. That's just the type of organization that they have, the type of fans that they have. Dallas Cowboys fans are in that same type of stream. They're not the same. Bills Mafia, Cowboys Nation is totally different things. That's not what I'm saying. But the fans here are diehard fans, and if we're able to do that, if we're able to have a successful season and win the Super Bowl, like, it'll be a holiday in Dallas as well. Like, people love the Dallas Cowboys. They either love them or hate them, but at the end of the day, they all root for the Dallas Cowboys. And for us to be able to win a Super Bowl, it'll be crazy in Dallas. It'll be a holiday as well.
When the Knicks won the title, their fan base was obnoxious. I think that would pale in comparison times 10 million by what the Dallas Cowboy fan base would be like.
I'm all for it.
If they won
I hope they annoy the crap out of you, Jonas.
They don't annoy me.
Just like the Knicks fan.
Knicks fans annoyed me. That bothered me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad, and that's because you're a Celtics fan.
That has nothing to do with it.
It has a little bit to do with it.
No,
a little bit to do with it.
It does not.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Not at all.
A little bit.
Not at all. Doesn't bother me at all. Not at all.
Tiny bit, a scotch.
Nah, it's the whole all of a sudden, the crying, the carrying on. It's like every celebrity.
It's been forever.
Okay, but like every celebrity's got to sit on the sideline, and Timothy Chalamet's at Karl Anthony Towns' wedding. It's what are we doing here? Like what's happening? Like, I'm pretty sure Carrot Top's a Raiders fan. If they win a Super Bowl, is he going to be, partying at somebody's wedding afterwards? Like, what are we talking about?
I'm sure
here?
Carrot Top has used some cocaine before.
Oh, come on. Guy's in great shape.
What? I mean, now you keep going back to it. We were trying to get away from it yesterday. Now you keep going back.
What are we trying to get away from it?
I mean, you got mad because I ended the show bringing it up.
Yeah, I was joking. I wasn't mad. Okay. This isn't one to be mad at. I'm just, I can't even say I'm disappointed. I'm just like, I'm just blown away. And then when I saw the faces of the kids.
Speaking of blown away.
And remember, some of us Cowboys.
Hey,
it was good. It was good.
Gary.
It was very quick. Brady was quick. It was quick.
You collided with the White House and Penn State. What's better, the White House or the White Out? I mean, you tell me.
Oh, no. I heard some dudes on their podcast saying that the dudes look like Penn State dudes are a bunch of jabronis. Well, we got the whole world talking about us right now.
Yeah, wait till you see the details I got for you coming up.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It gets even better.
50 Cent put a post out on us. People are paying attention to Penn State like – football season might be turned up. They think that Penn State is the campus to go to now. Hey. People act like they don't like controversy, but I tell you what, this one right here is hitting a little different.
You got to lean into it.
I mean,
all the way. So look, we're out here in LA, and when the Rams won the Super Bowl, I can assure you
they were stopping at
stoplights.
Nobody cared. And anybody listening on the Blowtorch, AM 570 LA Sports, that's a fact. Nobody cared.
Golly.
Nobody cared at all. They did not care whatsoever. There was a politician giving a speech. He was wearing a St. Louis Rams jersey on stage right before, some woman holding the camera, took a fall. It just
a very far high fall.
But like the Denver Super Bowl, like Denver, that's always been a great fan base, but it doesn't have the national reach that the Cowboys do. And say whatever you want about Jerry Jones, but I think he's largely responsible for it. And I also think if the Cowboys were to win a Super Bowl, the first person anybody's going to think of is Jerry Jones. Like I think he is the biggest star of the Cowboys, not Dak Prescott, not anybody, CeeDee Lamb, nobody else at George Pickens. I think Jerry Jones is the biggest star of the Cowboys, and he's going to be the one that people are going to be discussing this with, his legacy afterwards.
Put me in, Coach. I'm hot.
Just thinking, there probably would have been such a big celebration in St. Louis for the Rams had they won there. I mean, obviously they had the greatest show on turf, so they experienced that, but And I can't quite recall what those parades looked like. But think about this. I mean, the UFL the St. Louis Battlehawks have by far and away the best attendance. Like, it's not even close, by the way. I think they average over like 23,000 people for UFL games. I mean, that's their desire for football. Could you imagine if they had, I don't think there's 23,000 people at the parade for the Rams.
All I know is that man said they were stopping at stoplights during the parade.
Los Angeles.
That might be some of the highest level of shade. Don't ever put your Super Bowl ring on from the Los Angeles Rams. Like that's a shade grenade on high level shade grenadism.
Maybe that's why Aaron Donald wants to come back, because it's kind of like the LeBron LA championship where he's got a half ring and it's tied together with part of an N95. Maybe Vaughn's like, if I get 2, that'll count as 1.
That's when they won it?
Now. Yeah, in the bubble.
No, they didn't win it during COVID.
Oh.
No, the Rams won it.
Yeah,
Rams won it the year after. It was the 2021 season.
Yeah. The Bucks won it the year before.
Okay. Yeah. It was the Bucks.
Yeah.
But there was fans there for the Bucks Super Bowl. Looked a little different.
Of course, it was in Florida.
Yeah.
It wasn't in LA.
Yeah, it looked a little different. By the way, to your point, the Battlehawks this past season averaged about 22,800 through their home games, and later season games were drawing crowds around 18,500, but they once drew 40,000 fans back in 2024.
I mean, in all seriousness, like that city,
awesome.
Hell, the St. Lunatics might come back out and start playing. You know, they might revitalize their career after that.
I mean, yeah, that's a place you could see. And I wonder if they would do, because there was some people in St. Louis were not happy with the fact that they bolted.
They sued?
Yeah,
they got paid off. They got paid off that, but it's like they don't get to share in the success of the team now, which stinks.
Yeah, but didn't you say that they were like, what was nearby? Was it like a toxic waste station or something?
But
like
that was out where we
Louis?
practiced. That was out near like Earth City. I think it was Earth City, Missouri, or something like that. And there was like a dump or a processing plant. So yeah, if we were downwind of that at times, and it stunk, did not smell good.
So St. Louis, that could be a team that gets an NFL team someday. Roger Goodell's talking about going international in all these spots, but you got St. Louis sitting there drawing 25 grand for an arena game basically, and they've got NFL teams that are they're trying to talk about setting up teams. He told somebody, I think in Germany, it's only a matter of time that we've got teams based in Europe. And like, dude, you got other markets that could make this work. Why not go to those places? But apparently that's not in the cards for Roger Goodell. Apparently he thinks he can grow the game more in Hamburg than he can in St. Louis. So
yeah.
But if you're Von Miller, look, the other thing about him, so he goes to Washington last year, and basically he had 2 choices. He could have done Seattle or he could have done Washington. And he chose Washington. Clearly it didn't work out from a playoff run standpoint. He would have been part of a Super Bowl champion if he was in Seattle. But even last year, 9 sacks, still productive. Like multiple knee injuries, multiple surgeries. He's got close to 140 sacks in his career. Like first ballot Hall of Famer when it's all said and done, and still producing at a high level. So, maybe, you don't have Micah Parsons on the edge, but you've got a bunch of different players that are going to be able to produce to kind of make up the difference.
They have a ton of talent. And listen, Von Miller, this is all seriousness. Von Miller, even at the age that he's at, is still, and we mentioned the fact that he was at nine sacks last year. He's still one of the more effective, impressive pass rushers in the league, just because of his, as Michael Parsons would say, just because of his IQ and understanding of the what, why, and how he does what he does. But Rashawn Gary, I've been saying this for years. Rashawn Gary is a grossly underrated, undervalued football player. His offseason workouts are phenomenal. His attention to detail to building fundamental skills, footwork, handwork, pad level, movement, all those things is phenomenal. The young man is he's as impressive a defensive football player on that edge as it gets. And so they have, and again, we talk about Clark and Quinn being in the middle. It's just going to be a hard time for any offensive line. I don't care what team they play against. I don't care if it's Philly. I don't care if it's a Panay Sewell in Detroit. I don't care what offensive line they go up against. You're not going to have the ability to double team all those guys. There's going to be space eating taking place. There's going to be one-on-ones for the outside guys. They're going to bring those guys in. They're going to run those NASCAR sets where they have 3 or 4 pass rushers on the field all at one time, and you don't know where they're going to be when the ball is snapped. It's going to take place. It's going to happen. I'm looking at this Dallas team, and I'm telling you, there could be carnage you see taking place with the type of defense if they run the scheme the right way. I just think that they're going to be pretty impressive this year. Yeah. At least the table is set for that to be what happens.
Yeah, the question wasn't on offense. They've seemingly got it all figured out. Now we'll see whether or not the defense holds up their end of the bargain. And next thing you know, we're looking at potentially Von Miller winning a 3rd Super Bowl with Jerry's Dallas Cowboys.
I want me some glory hole.
Hey.
Okay. I mean, we got to win some games first here, Jay.
Let's not. Can't get right to dessert, for God's sakes. Yeah. You gotta work.
Let's not put the cart before the horse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
he knows better than that.
But hey, if we do get to that point, that always is an option on the menu. It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you, in for Dan and the guys. Coming up next, though, we've got more on a story we've been monitoring in the world of football all morning long, and it's yours right here on the Dan Patrick Show.
We are Fox Sports.
Pros and a Cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio, in for the Dan Patrick Show. Coming up on this Thursday edition, we are going to tell you more about the story that has got this show all hot and bothered about what it's going to look like on one college campus during games this season. Plus, we're going to have a conversation about how many 22-plus and beyond players in the NFL, some of which have already partaken and recorded multiple sacks in preseason games, that are going to be on some of those college football rosters this upcoming season. We're going to tell you about Von Miller and his quest for another Super Bowl. Now, this one's going to look a little bit different in Dallas as opposed to the previous two. We've got the very latest on the Browns quarterback competition, including why it's a competition to begin with. And apparently, Deshaun Watson doesn't really care at all what the fans in Cleveland think. Plus, one agent said a lot this offseason, and it was all a bunch of garbage. It's all yours. And we got the usual shenanigans, of course, as well.
Great way to wake up
it's 2 pros and a cup of Joe. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, in for the Dan Patrick Show right here on Fox Sports Radio.
I always hear that defense wins championships, but LaVar, I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. Summer's winding down and life is ramping back up, and Aleve is here for all those moments that matter. From early mornings to late afternoons, Aleve relieves pain in 30 minutes for up to 12 hours with just one pill. For busy schedules packed with school drop-offs, long meetings, and an endless to-do list, Aleve delivers long-lasting pain relief so you can keep on track. From sun up to sundown, you'll be ready for whatever's next. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and
They
pains.
set their wedding date on the day of the Super Bowl, and the groom's trying to move the wedding now to get out of it so he can go see the game. Is he in the wrong here?
Let that man use them tickets.
Unbelievable.
We're like those 3 best friends that grew up together.
We've developed a chemistry. In case you missed it, LA's finest, that's right.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and summer's winding down, and life is ramping back up, and Aleve is here for all those moments that matter. From early mornings to late afternoons, Aleve relieves pain and up to...
infatuation with elevator rides.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. Summer's winding down and life is ramping back up, and Aleve is here for all those moments that matter. From early mornings to late afternoons, Aleve relieves pain in 30 minutes for up to 12 hours with just one pill. For busy schedules packed with school drop-offs, long meetings, and an endless to-do list, Aleve delivers long-lasting pain relief so you can keep on track. From sunup to sundown, you'll be ready for whatever's next. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Just saying. Who doesn't love Scarface?
I played this for Jonas one weekend, and he's asked me what video game this was from.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's a little video game-ish.
Kind of, but that you didn't recognize it as Scarface.
That is a little disturbing.
I'm not thinking about the music when I'm watching Scarface. I'm thinking about
this is that montage. It was fantastic when they're like rolling
married,
the money.
Had the tiger in the backyard. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, man. It's good.
I just think they need to film the sequel in State College.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Here we go.
And before we get to that, I do want to let everybody know that this is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. We are two pros and a cup of Joe in for Dan and the guys. Now, you can listen to us weekday mornings before the Dan Patrick Show, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific. It's a very professional broadcast. There's no grab ass, no shenanigans, none of that stuff. But if you would like to be a part of that show, you can listen to us weekday mornings before DP and the guys. And if you've missed any of today's show, you're definitely going to want to catch the podcast. You search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast right after the show. Today's pod will be posted. Be sure to follow it, rate it 5 stars. You can even provide a review. Again, just search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast. You'll find today's full show and a best of version posted right after we get off the air. So we've been tracking in preparation for the college football season one of the teams that if you watch and kind of see the prognostications of how it's going to go with a brand new coach there happens to be Penn State. And if you look at Penn State's schedule, they could go on a run there, VAR. Like this could happen. LaVar Arrington Jr. is going to be there. The second, he's going to be there, and we are all looking forward to what's going to be taking place at Beaver Stadium.
Yeah.
And the only way to get ready for a season like that
Here comes the setup.
is to have your fraternity brothers, try and pull a little bit of a goof on you. And so apparently Thomas Robinson of 23, he's the accused drug kingpin in the Penn State cocaine trafficking ring. He was tasered and arrested after he allegedly resisted cops.
Dang.
And according to Robinson, quote, he thought the officers were his fraternity brothers playing a prank on him. So when they rolled in there to State College,
Talk
the
about
door,
privilege.
That's actually legit, though.
It is
I mean,
legit.
you can see that happening, right?
Absolutely. And who's to say that them cops aren't part of his fraternity?
Don't tase me, bro.
So
that's awesome.
So apparently the reason he got a resisting arrest is that he wasn't really trying to resist arrest. He was like, I get it, guys.
All right, sorry. You're taking it a little too far.
Okay, wow.
Joke's going too far.
An actual
All
taser,
right.
okay.
Look at all this cocaine. I got to get bagged up.
An actual taser.
I got to get back to work, guys.
So it said a search of his dorm room at the Delta Upsilon fraternity house allegedly turned up over 8 grams of cocaine, almost 8 ounces of weed, and more than 200 amphetamine and some other pill that I can't pronounce, according to the criminal complaint. Authorities were told by a confidential informant that, quote, a male using the nickname T-Rob is selling large amounts of cocaine from the Delta fraternity house, the outlet reported. So,
T-Rob.
Don't do drugs.
So you had a white fraternity house using a black man's nickname.
So
that's crazy.
The alleged drug kingpin.
That's crazy, but it's brilliant.
The alleged drug kingpin was accepting payment through a Venmo account with the username Tom Robinson, the CI told authorities.
Exactly. They've been watching too much 50 Cent Power. Like, this is like Tariq. You ever watch Power Book with Tariq St. Patrick? Yeah, he's this kind of fits that storyline.
Apparently,
it's crazy.
T-Rob ratted out Agostino Abatelio.
That's where it was coming from. That's where the gear was coming from.
Yeah.
Say that name one more time.
Agostino.
Yep.
Abatelio.
That's where it was coming from.
The ringleader of the operation,
Exactly.
a fellow student at Sigma Chi, who supplied him with the coke.
It's Sigma Chi.
Whatever. Hey, Chi, Shy. We're talking coke here, buddy. Let's not get caught in the weeds. It wasn't immediately clear whether Robinson had entered a plea, and he is scheduled to appear in court next month for a pretrial hearing, according to court documents. So there's also a LinkedIn profile where Robinson worked as a salesperson at Cav Incorporated.
Sure he did. Head of sales.
Can you imagine what kind of chaos?
LaVar, you did say it, man. Like, everyone's talking about Penn State right now.
Yes, they are.
It's got to feel good.
It's not the. I'm not embarrassed. I'll say that. I just think that it's wild. It's a wild story. These cats is up there blowing. They snow blowing. And hey.
What kind of world are you living in where cops show up to your house and you're like,
that you're frat brothers?
Don't tase me, bro.
With
that's some privilege, man.
In the
No, that's college, man. Come
We
on.
are.
That's college.
We are. We are. Thank you. Ha ha ha. Penn State.